Uh, what's cracking? What's happening? Shout out to S Freak. Salute to the nation. You better stay awake tonight. We'll see, man. We shall see. Salute to everybody out here, man. Salute to everybody out here, man. Salute to everybody out here, man. Salute to all you guys. Glizzy Hendricks in the building. Uh, Shout out to everybody that's watching, man. Wherever you watching at. Wherever you watching at. Wherever you watching at. Wherever you are watching at, salute to you. Uh, Salute to everybody watching on Ock Nation Gold, Couch Merlot over there. Everybody watching on Ock Nation TV. Shout out to everybody watching on Kick. Shout out to everybody watching on Kick, man. Salute to everybody, man. D from Boston, Paul Gardner, Super Trader, everybody in the building, man. Let's get into this.
Live breaking news.
Breaking news on Eyewitness News at 5, honoring a police officer killed in the line of duty. We're learning more about Baldwin Park officer Samuel Riveros. He was gunned down last night in a shootout with a murder suspect. Another officer who was shot has been released from the hospital. That shooter is in custody. Thank you for joining us. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5 live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Sophie Flake.
I'm Josh Haskell, and for Jory Rand, we're learning more about the officers who were shot and what led up to the gunfire. Baldwin Park police are sharing this photo of Officer Samuel Riveros. They say he was a 9-year veteran of the department, a proud UC Irvine graduate, and a loyal Dodger fan. We know officers were met with gunfire when they were called to a home on Philhurst Avenue in Baldwin Park. Both injured officers were rushed to LA General Medical Center in East LA. That's where Officer Riveros was pronounced dead and a police procession began.
Right now, Eyewitness News reporter Carly Gomez is live in that Baldwin Park neighborhood where the shooting happened. Carly, what have you learned?
Yeah, Josh, Sophie, just in the last hour, the family of that suspect returned home. And right behind us, they spoke to us, the mother of the suspect, saying, quote, she didn't want to go on camera, but there's victims, and that's what's hurting me. I have no words for those families. My son, he's definitely going through something. Philhurst Street just reopened just about 2 hours or 3 hours ago now at 2 p.m. or so, as all the residents came out onto the street to talk to each other. The neighbors reconvening about what exactly happened last night around 7:15 p.m. Most of the groups we spoke with say that they thought that this all took place because of an argument over a parking spot.
One of the neighbors were having a housewarming party, their new neighbors across the street. So the shooter came out and told, apparently, the guy that was parking there, you cannot park there. And the guy still parked there. And that's what started the whole process, because then it was on that side of the road across the street.
Wow. On Brito, yeah. Remember George Lopez said, don't park in front of their house? He said, don't bring, what did George Lopez say? George Lopez got a famous joke about Hispanics and shit. He said, don't marry a black person and don't park in front of their house. Yeah, so what did he say? Yeah, he said don't marry a black person and don't park in front of their house. Yeah, you don't park in front of no Brito's house, man.
Investigators have been talking to neighbors to understand exactly what transpired, but no official word from the sheriff's department on exactly what caused the shooting. We do know that Baldwin police were the first to respond around 7:15 p.m. Sheriff's deputies tell us upon arrival, they found a man dead in a front lawn of the suspect's house. That's when the suspect opened fire on police. Officer Samuel Riveros was shot and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. A second officer, Anthony Pimentel, was shot and released from the hospital this morning. We know the suspect was also shot with non-life-threatening injuries and is expected to be facing murder charges. Now, the community here says they've never seen anything like this, especially on their street or in their community. A woman we spoke with who's been here for 30 years says it's really shaken everyone up. Now, we do know that Riveros, the sheriff's deputy department, says he was a beloved member of the community, a hero at that. He loved snowboarding, an avid snowboarder, and just loved his Dodgers. Live in Baldwin Park, Carly Gomez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Carly, thank you for that report. And as you can expect, a lot of emotions in the wake of yesterday's attack. Take a look at this. A glowing memorial outside the Baldwin Park Police Department headquarters. Flowers, candles for Officer Riveros. The 35-year-old was sworn in as a police officer in 2016 and was well known for his leadership and mentorship among his peers. As those in Baldwin Park mourn his loss, they say his legacy will live through the lives he touched throughout the community.
This is somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's friend. We've been seeing our community come by, drop off candles, drop off flowers, saying their condolences to the PD. The
Baldwin Park Police Department says it will close the lobby to the public tomorrow through Wednesday. Governor Gavin Newsom shared this.
Oh man, that's so sad.
But we begin with our big story tonight at 9, a deadly weekend in Milwaukee. 4 people were shot and killed on Saturday alone.
Our Christina Van Zelt's joining us from the newsroom after talking to people who are hopeful the violence won't become a pattern again this summer.
Yeah, Ted, police responded to 3 separate shootings across the city Saturday. Today, we caught up with people at a street festival near one of those fatal shootings who hope the rest of the summer is a different story.
The sun is shining and street festivals in Milwaukee are officially underway.
Everybody's vibing, good energy.
The Locust Street Festival, an unofficial start to the summer, but just a few blocks away, was a somber turn of the season.
I don't like that we have to go through this every summer.
Just after 6 set.
Every summer. Look at this festival, man. Look at this festival, man. They having a festival. Look who's playing. Look at the music. They making sure they don't have no problems down there. They trying to make sure. They trying to make sure that everything remains raw. They got goddamn Jim Bob and the Moonfish. Jim Bob and the Bayou Bass with their hit single, "Why Don't You Love Me No More?" They said, fuck that. We ain't having no fucking act to attract these niggas. And look, it looked like some niggas still came up there, though, didn't it? Press 1. Jim Bob and the Silver Gliders, man. It looked like Sun still came up there, though, man. Oh, man.
The sun is shining and street festivals in Milwaukee are officially underway.
Everybody's vibing, good energy.
The Locust Street Festival, an unofficial start to the summer, but just a few blocks away, was a somber turn of the season.
I don't like that we have to go through this every summer.
Just after 6 Saturday night, Milwaukee police were called to second an hour for a shooting. Police say a 29 and a 48-year-old died. A couple hours later, just after 10, police were called to 95th and Brown Deer for a shooting. A 49-year-old was shot and killed. Police arrested a 61-year-old.
Communication, solve your problems without guns.
Early Saturday morning.
Communication. Is that the problem? Is that the fix, guys? I don't know. You tell me, guys. What's the fix? Is it communication? Is it a lack of communication, man? What do y'all guys think? And make sure you and make sure you guys support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Support this channel, man. We coming through, man. Ain't nobody else live. Ain't nobody else live right now, man. Talking about nothing, man. Ain't nobody else live talking about nothing right now, man. We the only ones live talking about something.
Guns.
Early Saturday morning, around 5 a.m., police responded to 41st and Glendale, where an 18-year-old was fatally shot. In total, 4 people were shot and killed Saturday.
It's sad because the younger generation are not growing to be older, and it's sad. They got the whole life ahead of them.
Back on Locust Street, there's still hope for peace this summer.
Anytime there's like a event like that, I believe that we should come together.
Police are still looking for the people involved in 2 of those shootings. If you have any information, give police a call. Reporting live in the newsroom, Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
Is there any reason to suspect, Christina, that these fatal shootings are related in any way?
Ted, at this point, no, it does not appear those shootings are related. They did happen in separate parts of the city. But of course, when we get new information on any of those shootings, we'll keep you updated.
Ma'am, those shootings are related, man, by the ethnicity of the shooter and the victims. The ethnicity of the shooters relates to incidents, and the ethnicities of the victims relates to incidents. Ma'am.
The family of a Milwaukee murder victim wants justice. Someone shot and killed Krishan Ragland on May 9th. It was near Darien and Green Tree. This week, prosecutors charged Curtis Griffin with Ragland's homicide. Prosecutors earlier charged the victim's girlfriend with stealing a gun from the suspect. In a criminal complaint against the alleged shooter, the girlfriend blamed Ragland for coming up with the idea to steal that gun. Today, we met the victim's 5 children and family.
So they stole a gun from a guy, and the guy came back and shot their asses. Okay. This looked like is that a black dude on Burrito? I don't know.
With Ragland's homicide. Prosecutors earlier charged the victim's girlfriend with stealing a gun from the suspect. In a criminal complaint against the alleged shooter, the girlfriend blamed Ragland for coming up with the idea to steal that gun. Today, we met the victim's 5 children and family. They say that can't be true.
I wouldn't wish this on nobody. Nobody. I don't wish death on people. I pray for people's families every day when I see killings, when kids are being taken. My son didn't.
Shamika Priddle.
Families every day when I see killings, when kids are being taken. My son didn't deserve that, and he's not here to speak, but I am. And I know my son just like a lot of people know him. That's not in his character.
Police are still searching for the man they accuse of killing Ragland. Again, his name is Curtis Griffin. The trial of Maxwell Anderson is...
All right.
Tonight on the news at 11, Alexandria police arrested a man after they say he attempted to abduct 2 women walking from a metro train Friday. At least one of the alleged incidents was caught on camera. Thanks for joining us on WUSA 9 and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus. I'm Larry Miller. Police in Alexandria continue to investigate these rather scary and disturbing reports. Our Leslie Moreno has the latest and a warning from police.
Alexandria police say a man is behind bars after assaulting 2 women as they were leaving metro stops on Friday.
This was an act of a coward and reprehensible act of target, attack, and attempt to abduct or do harm to a woman.
First incident happened at around 8 p.m. at the Potomac Yard Metro Station. Detectives say 35-year-old Jeffrey Gary approached and assaulted a woman with a 4-year-old girl.
Grabbed her, held her.
Uh-oh. Yeah. What y'all gotta say about this? Y'all was just assuming that it was gonna be a Sun Man or an Hombrito. White people do it too. White people do it too.
First incident happened at around 8 p.m. at the Potomac Yard Metro Station. Detectives say 35-year-old Jeffrey Gary approached and assaulted a woman with a 4-year-old girl.
Grabbed her, held her against her will.
Well, I could believe that. This is not far from where my Airbnb was a couple of weeks ago. And that's a very nice area. Very nice area. A lot of non-blacks over there. You go to the playground, it ain't nothing but nannies. Nothing but nannies at the playground. Nothing but nannies, because all the white people over there, they work all the time, so they don't even see their kids. I was the only parent at the playground with my daughter. Everybody else was nannies. Not far from where this happened.
5-year-old Jeffrey Gary approached and assaulted a woman with a 4-year-old girl.
Grabbed her, held her against her will, and luckily our victim was also able to get away.
The second incident was caught on camera. It happened at the Braddock Metro station at around 9:40. Public safety cameras appeared to capture Gary as he approached the woman. She was also able to get away and call police.
Suspect grabbed her, placed his hand over her mouth, and then attempted to restrict her movement, wrestling her down to the ground. No weapon was used in this incident.
Gary was arrested Sunday morning with the help of public safety cameras in Metro.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. He is very unsuspecting, man. If you're a woman, you don't think he's about to try to abduct you or rob you or nothing like that. And you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I mean, not only is he white, but the way he's dressed. He's dressed in a very, he's dressed like, he's not dressed like he about to fucking abduct your ass.
Public safety cameras appeared to capture Gary as he approached the woman. She was also able to get away and call police.
Suspect grabbed her, placed his hand over her mouth, and then attempted to restrict her movement, wrestling her down to the ground. No weapon was used in this incident.
Gary was arrested Sunday morning with the help of public safety cameras and Metro Police technology. He's been charged with assault, battery, and abduction.
I really believe, based off of the facts and the information that we have, is that he was targeting females while riding the Metro. Again, you know, just thinking about the women that were involved in this incident, the courage for them, number one, to break away free from this individual, but secondly, to call us.
Police believe there may be other victims. There
may be other victims, so we gotta get this glider off the streets, man. I'm all for getting this glider off the streets, man. Get that glider off the streets. Shout out to Wib Stosbin. Regarding son names, I've noticed that when dad names a kid, he gets a name out of the Bible or Junior of the dad's first name. When mom names the boy, he gets something we cannot pronounce. You know what? Being a son, man, and being privy to some of this stuff, I think sometimes it's basically a battle between the mom and the father, because you take one part of the father's name and put it with another part of the mother's name. They do that a lot. Like, say the mother's name is Rochelle and the dad's name is Marquel. Yeah, name the child Roquel. Or Marcel, or some shit like that, right? They do that a lot. They do that. They take parts. They take the first prefix of the one parent's name and put it on the end of the other, and add it to the end of the other parent's name. They do that. But I will say this: the father is rarely in the picture for the naming process. You know what I'm saying? Not rarely, but oftentimes. Not rarely, oftentimes. Oftentimes, okay? Oftentimes, the father isn't around. So then you have the mother. Yeah, she has full reign. There's nothing fed holding her back. Yeah, and they like these. They think those names are cute. That's another thing you have to understand. Wibs Stolzbin. They think those names are cute. They're not doing that out of malice. Those names are cute to them. There's no malice involved. They thinking they, like, you know how the young people say, you thought you ate? They think they doing they think they ate when they naming their kid. Because in their little circle, the people they around, the friend like, oh, girl, I love that name. I'ma name him Quatavius. Girl, that is so cute. I love that name, Quatavius. Now, my kid's name is Amina in Cairo. I gave my kids Arab names, man. I gave my kids Arab names, man. Now, their middle names are Yoruba, Nigerian, from the Nigerian Yoruba tribe. Their middle names are from the Yoruba tribe, Babatunde and Opayemi. But their first names, I gave them Arab names, man. Arabs got some of the best names, man. Arab names be killing it, man. That's one good thing they did do. That's one thing they gave. One thing they gave to civilization, man. Well, they gave another thing, but salute to them on that. But they got another thing right. Press one. But the second thing they got right was the names, man. Yeah, I mean, there's some. I didn't go for the like Akbar Hussein, and I'm not going for those type names. I went for I named my son Cairo after this, because we couldn't. We were going to name him Kyrie. We were going to name him. There was a couple other. We couldn't figure out a name, but we wanted something with a name, with a K in it, and couldn't think of it. We couldn't think of it, and at the last second, I think he was already born. Was he? I think he was already born, and we hadn't come up with the name yet. My daughter, the same thing. It took a long while for us to get the name, but I named my daughter after the Roots. You know the Roots? Press one if you know the Roots. I got a queen named Amina, height 5'7", caramel complected, body like heaven. I met her through the cousin of my man Big Vince, and like some shit about the flicks. We've been in love ever since. Silent Treatment. Me and my wife, we kept listening to that song Silent Treatment. We just kept playing it because she said the baby liked it. So she was playing Silent Treatment when she was in the hospital. And she said the baby liked it. The baby was dancing to it. And we just ended up and that's how we got the name Amina. Well, here's the thing, Sir LC. When you talk about not being able to spell, here's the thing about that. Those names are crazy hard to spell. A lot of those black names, they got apostrophes in weird places. They're not phonetically sound. So it's like if you take phonics and you learn the rules of American phonics and spelling, the name doesn't, jive with that. So it's like the kid might have a name with a 2 apostrophes and 11 letters. And that's very hard to spell, man. My name was hard to spell. It's not, it's, you know, it's, that's why I just went with Michael, man. I just went with Michael. 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 Because that's my middle name. I just went with my middle name and just, yeah, it's a lot of those names are very hard to spell, man. Let's get into it, man.
First day of June means Pride Month kicks off today. So this morning, World Pride events continue here in the district, but between the Trump administration stance on LGBTQ issues and sparring with the international community, it's
no, the Trump administration stance on T issues. That's the only thing he's taking a stance on is T. The LG, the B, the Q, the P, the W, the Z, all y'all are fine. The only stance he's taking is against the T.
So this morning, World Pride events continue here in the district, but between the Trump administration stance on LGBTQ issues and sparring with the international community, it's led to an uncertain feeling is supposed to be a showcase for DC of the pride of the world. So yesterday, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser hosted a reception to ease concerns, and our Alexis Wainwright explains the message from Mayor Bowser was clear. DC is open for pride and ready to support the world's LGBTQ community.
Well, despite all of the challenges from the rain to the special guest cancellations and even threats to the LGBTQ plus community, it's been made very clear that nothing will stop the festivities here in the district for World Pride.
Can make you feel so small.
It's a big weekend for the district.
I want people to come here and experience DC. It is such a different pride than any other city in the world.
As DC Pride becomes international and hosts millions of people coming into the city for World Pride. Happy Pride! Mayor Muriel Bowser kicking things off with a special reception Saturday.
DC has long been a leader in the fight for LGBTQ rights in the world.
And people say they appreciate the mayor's ongoing efforts to support them.
It means everything. A lot of the events that we were able to put together was because of the funding provided by the mayor's office.
Here, there's also a conversation about standing firm on being who you are.
This year specifically, we really want people to know pride is universal. It's about everyone having the right and the dignity to be their authentic selves and to feel safe.
Especially as the Trump administration and their anti-LGBTQ plus policies continue.
When so many people feel threatened that their rights might be rolled back, this is the time for us to show up.
But people say that won't stop the celebrations.
The joy that people are experiencing is palpable, and that joy is a form of radical resistance.
And DC police are on high alert and very visible at events. Another obstacle for this weekend, global star Shakira canceling her Saturday performance to kick off the celebrations this weekend.
We are a welcoming and inclusive city. We look out for each other. We stand together in good times and tough times. And no matter what the challenges are, Shakira, Shakira.
Many fans have expressed disappointment. The team at Nats Park, where she was set to take the stage, says there were complications with her previous show that prevented her production team from getting here. Mayor Bowser has a message for her.
Shakira, girl, get yourself here. You got the rest of the week. Get yourself here. We love you. We want to see you. We want to rock with you, party with you. But we're going to do it anyway.
And as the party continues, the city wants people to know they are accepted.
When you come here and you see people, you're going to see people that support you.
Now, many of the people we spoke to say they are really excited about all of this, but most of them are really looking forward to the Pride Parade next weekend. Alexis Wainwright, WUSA 9.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's good?
What's cracking?
What's cracking, man? I rewatched the yesterday's show. Y'all was talking about Larry Hoover.
Yeah. He's not getting out. He's got one obstacle left, the state. And he's done 52 years.
Yeah. I think Trump shit was a chess move, and I think he put that pressure. He put that pressure on the Democrats.
Pritzker,
he put that pressure on him. So I think he is getting out.
Pritzker was one of he's supposed to run for president, right?
Dude, the fact that Pritzker thinks that he can win a presidential race is more, bro. That shit is more crazier. Bro, when I tell you this motherfucker sucks, bro, he just raised taxes like a motherfucker. Like they just passed a bill today where all he has done since he been in office is raise taxes, right?
Right.
And this motherfucker just raised he just raised more taxes and added taxes on sports betting and all type of shit. And he thinks he's about to run for president. Trump put the ball in their court, which is the smartest shit ever, right?
Yeah.
And now they're going to have to free him because he wants to run for president. So he's getting out soon, though. This shit happening. It's happening.
Yeah, listen, he did 52 years, man. You know how I feel about it. Like, yo.
Bro, I know how you feel about it. I know how I feel about it, too. For a gang murder, maximum should be 20 years.
Yeah.
For gang banging. Gang banging murders, 20 years. If you're a fellow gang member and you kill a fellow gang member, just 20 years. That's it.
Yeah. I just feel like if I don't mind people being even wrongfully exonerated if they've done that much time. Like
exactly.
Even the Innocence Project, I wouldn't even be mad if the Innocence Project was behind, because like you did 52.
Bro,
yo,
what the fuck did you do? What did you do to deserve 200 years?
One homicide. It was one homicide.
It was one homicide for 200 years. Who was representing you? Yourself?
Well, here's the thing. We at that time they may have known like what was going to happen with that group, how that group was, and they wanted to send a message. As that group did end up, you know what I'm saying?
The homicide that he was convicted of was pretty heinous. It wasn't no Tukey Williams shit though. You get what I'm saying? But it was pretty fucking heinous. It wasn't like no just drive-by shooting. Like he did kill the fuck out of somebody that was like witness to something and it had some shit to it. But 200 years is crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Damn. Just came in and snatched that off your waist. You loafing, man. Like, yo, just like this thing, it should be nowhere in the country where niggas can just walk around with guns like this. Both these niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's such a dangerous place, man. Because niggas think like this. And I tried to tell Marcy one time. People got mad at me. They was getting mad at me in the chat. They're like, oh, you hate Marcy. And I'm like, yo, do not walk. Yo, you walk around town with the gun on your hip, and you ain't no official, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta be kind of savagery to like walk around with a gun on your hip with open carry though. You know what I'm saying? Like
it don't matter, cause it don't matter, cause niggas think like this.
Yeah. But check it out though. if you like a fucking nerd or like, you know what I'm saying, or like a regular person, like they not checking for you, so they won't even realize you got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like
This dude got the gun. He got the gun. He saw it. The dude see it.
Is it
That's
covered
why he
up?
snatched
It's
it.
covered up.
Look, he snatched. Watch him. They can see a bulge. Look. He just ripped it off his hip.
No. Is this open carry? No, this Memphis, so it's open carry, right?
Yeah, it's constitutional.
Yeah. No, that's different. Though. That's different. That's different.
Permitless. You won't even have to like it's permitless. So you as a
I get
cop,
it.
right? You see a Southern man walking down the street with a Draco sticking out
You
his waistband.
you can't stop them.
You can't stop him.
That shit is crazy. Yo, you know how crazy that is because like, yo, we stop motherfuckers all the time because we see like a fucking adjustment of the waistband or like a bulge. You know what I'm saying? And every time we stop them, it's like an arrest. Like it should be like, I swear to God, bro, you would think that it'd be like 1 out of 10 times where a motherfucker might have their license for the gun or whatever. That should be like a 1 out of 250. Bro, I swear, bro, right hand up to Jesus Christ.
I know, I believe you. Listen,
The chances,
to have license till they drive it half the damn time.
bro, it'd be like 1 out of 250 to 500 where we'll see a motherfucker adjusting or we'll see a motherfucker brandish a firearm on camera, and then we'll send a unit out there and they'll go out there, they do their investigation, they pull them out, they get the gun, and then they be like, nah, man, nah. I got my like concealed carry, my full and all the other shit, and they be like, oh shit, oh disregard squad, he good to go. You know what I'm saying? That should be like 1 out of fucking 500, bro.
Shit. Make sure y'all support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man.
Hey,
Listen,
Quick
man,
County.
it is what it is.
I just want to go back to, if you don't mind, I want to go back to that Larry Hoover thing. We were talking about it last night. If Larry Hoover gets out of Supermax and he goes into Illinois corrections.
Well, is. He's already at Dixon State Penitentiary.
Yeah, is he in general population?
He gonna be a motherfucking he gonna be in probably PC because he's a big celebrity type of politician.
Right, because
politics in the prison, he can upset. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody look at him wrong, it could start a riot. Somebody like bump him,
Yeah. So like I re-listened to it and I heard all the things that y'all were saying, and a lot of y'all were right and a lot of y'all were kind of over exaggerating you know what I'm saying, his mystique. So with Larry Hoover, yes, he's a mystical creature, right? So on the streets, motherfuckers putting this shit on Larry, putting this shit, but like when it comes to like violence and crime and motherfuckers killing, ain't nobody calling and getting permission for anything anymore or no shit like that. That shit over with. But in prison, right? In prison, he's gonna have a lot of clout, but I don't think that he, as a fucking senior citizen, will even utilize that clout. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no point. He's not beefing with anybody no more, or he ain't doing shit no more. So it's just like motherfuckers is beefing with they self if they have a problem with Larry Hoover, you know? He been in there since 73.
How do you adjust to being in population after being in Supermax?
23-1
for 30 years.
It was longer than that.
He ain't going straight to population. He gonna be. He got to train. He gonna be. He can't. You can't just throw him into population after 30 years of 23-1. You gotta.
He can't. Hey, so this is what I'm saying though. He's in PC and he will be out within the next month, bro. He's gonna be out within the next month because JB Pritzker really believes that he can run for president. I swear to God, he's more delusional than Gavin Newsom. This dude is crazy.
Yeah. I think Gavin got a better opportunity, but
me too. I just want to ask you this.
Go ahead.
Will he have any influence over the gang, over
No.
GDs?
No.
Never.
He will have
Here's
a
the thing,
negative. He will have a negative 1,000% influence over GDs because GDs not united anyway. It's GDs killing GDs all over the fucking country. He'll have a better influence of GDs in like Memphis than he have in Chicago. In Memphis, they still kind of have like a you know, like a hierarchy, and you know what I'm saying, they still got kind of like togetherness. But in Chicago, 0% chance.
Yeah. Salute to Aldous Orwell, man. He says, "What up, fellow sun exhaustion sufferers? Happy Men's Health Month." Why would they make Men's Health and Gay Pride the same month? That's so gay. But yeah, heard Carmelo poking vid leaked, and it was so bad his bail was revoked. Yeah, right. I haven't heard nothing about Carmelo Anthony.
Why did that shit come out that he was charged as an adult, and that was like supposed to be big news? Like they charged him as an adult originally.
Nah, he didn't. Remember, there wasn't any charges. It was just that he was pending. There was, I think, the charges.
No. He got arrested and he had a bond, so he was
Yeah.
already charged. If you have a
Okay,
bond,
well.
that means he was already charged.
Okay, but somehow they just announced the charges recently.
No,
like,
man.
I
No,
don't know.
that shit old. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He had already been charged with first degree murder, and they already said they was gonna charge him as an adult. I don't understand why they brought that up. Like it made social media, but that shit had been happened. That's old.
Yo, I give if Larry comes out and tries to run the streets, these sun words will kill him faster than you could say GD to the world, bro.
Listen, that dude, let me tell you the power he got, because I know sons, man, and I know y'all know sons too, but the power he got is that a motherfucker ain't never gonna have to buy a drink. A motherfucker ain't never gonna have to smack a crackhead for fucking with him, or
Exactly.
get into a fight with some goddamn somebody on
That's
the
the
street.
power. That's literally the power. That's literally all
A
that he got.
nigga jump out the window to be the one to say, yeah, oh yeah, Larry had some problems over there and I handled them for him. A nigga want
Bro,
to say
check it
that.
out. Check it out, bro. I was in high school and it was like a big ass brawl, like a fight, right? Between Morgan Park High School and Simeon. This is around the time when Derrick Rose was at Simeon. So motherfuckers was about to motherfucker had it was like a brawl, and Derrick Rose was just standing there. He wasn't fighting. And a motherfucker tried to sneak Derrick Rose. It was a motherfucker from the crowd that had nothing to do with the fight that came and saved Derrick Rose, and he been living off of that shit for 20 motherfucking years. He said,
Shit, I would
man,
too.
I say Derrick Rose from getting his ass knocked the fuck out. And look, Derrick Rose shouted him out in like an interview years later, right? That motherfucker sent that shit out. He put that shit on there. That's Larry Hoover, bro.
Yeah. Larry Hoover ain't gonna have no problem. Like he and listen, a nigga will waiting for, you know what I'm saying, waiting for the chance to do some shit. Like that's why I say you can't put him in population, because it's too much shit that can happen. Like somebody already in prison, like somebody already doing a bunch of time, was just love to be like, I stat poked this nigga up that gave Larry a hard time or something like that.
Now,
They
are you
just
talking
love
about
to do that.
are you talking about the unks or all of these somewhere?
I'm talking about anybody, 20, anybody who know who he is.
I think he way more than fine, no matter where he go, no matter where he is around. I don't think nobody in the prison system would try Larry Hoover right now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like somebody like, just, you know how little shit be happening. Little shit in prison turn to big shit, you know, because of respect and all that shit. So it's like, I'm just saying, like if you just have him in proximity to people that could possibly disrespect him, even if it's unknowing. Somebody will want to jump out there so they can say they did that for Larry. And I'm not saying that, like, I definitely don't think anybody gonna be like some man gonna be mad at another son man, and before they go kill the son man, they're gonna be like, hey man, call Larry and see what he think about it. No way. That ain't never gonna happen. That ain't never gonna happen.
Bro, that shit around that shit though, because if somebody fucks up and they put it on him, he could get fucked for it. You know what I mean?
Right. Too. That, and then you got that they could say, oh, he called the shot. And it's just a big mess. He need to stay. He need to just stay his ass in.
He needs to stay in PC, bro, with like the trannies, bro. Just stay with the trannies. And obviously, you with the trannies or whatever, but you ain't fucking the trannies. Hopefully, because you 80 years old at this point, motherfucker.
Well, 50 years in the joint. Who knows? 50 years in the joint. Listen, your hand. Listen, when you shake Larry Hoover's hand, he probably break your shit, dog. Like, seriously, dog. 50 years in the can.
Check this out, which is crazy, right? So my homie, he a cop too, right? His dad was Larry Hoover's rappy. That motherfucker, his daddy, this motherfucker 36, 37, right? His dad was Larry Hoover's rappy. And his dad died in prison because he didn't turn on Larry Hoover.
Damn.
And I want to hit him up and ask him like how he feel about, like, you know what I'm saying, him getting pardoned and all this other shit. But I'm gonna give it some time. How would you feel if that was your dad and the only reason your dad died in prison was because your dad didn't snitch on Larry Hoover and try to throw him everything?
You know how I look at it though? This is how I would look at it. His dad probably would have been dead a lot earlier if he wasn't in prison.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
but you know what? Too, in that mixed act, in that culture among men that value that shit, that's respectable. He didn't flip.
Yeah.
No, but y'all gotta look at this. Look at this though. Look at this though. Everybody else snitched on Larry Hoover and they lived because they put them all in like protective custody because it was federal. The reason why his daddy was in there was the 3 life sentences.
Yeah.
Everybody else snitched. So and they moved them other places.
So why didn't he snitch?
He was too real, right? He was so real.
I mean, people respect that though. People respect that shit. You know what I mean,
bro? His son grew up without a father and became a cop, and the other son got killed by his like fucking girlfriend.
Damn.
I know a nigga who did 13 years for a homicide he didn't do. I know a nigga who did 8 years for shooting at a cop, and he didn't shoot at the cop. The other guy shot at the cop.
Damn.
They got pinned in on a one-way, and dude tried to shoot his way out, and they ran and they caught him, and they didn't catch the other guy, and he didn't tell. He did 8 years for that. I know, and that guy's dead now. He got killed, but a few years ago. But he did 8 years, came home, and it was, and another guy, like I said, did 13 years for murder he didn't do, came home, and then he committed a triple homicide a few years ago. Now he's doing life sentence. But what I'm saying is, like, here's the thing: those guys in those situations, a lot of times, they're involved in risky behavior anyway. So they already, even though they didn't do it, they did other shit, and they would have did something next week.
Right. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, so the guy who, you know what I'm saying, who I'm talking about, he a cop now. He did everything right. You know what I'm saying? He's a great guy. He's a great father. You know what I'm saying? He's a somewhat good husband. But
hey, man,
do you think
cop, you get pussy thrown at you all day long?
Yeah. That's basically, you get what I'm saying, right? He's somewhat.
I already know, man.
But this is what I'm saying. Was he better off without him?
Yeah, definitely. Better off without a gangster father to look up to. That's your role model.
Yeah.
Salute to Barry B, man. Barry B in the building, and make sure y'all support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. We the only ones online talking about this, man. Talking about anything tonight, man. Support the
Man,
channel.
the only one
yeah.
talking about that one story in your thumbnail with your thumbnail is
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm
There's
about
so
to
much
get
there.
into it.
There's
That's
so
tough
much
though.
in that
Into it
thumbnail.
right now.
See,
Hey, that's tough though.
Huh?
And you're right. And you're right though. He was better off without a thug father.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's your first role model, man. Listen, my dad, they say never meet your heroes, man. When I met my dad, I was like, damn, I was kind of disappointed, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like never meet your heroes, man. Yeah, so let's see this chick right here, man.
Man. Yo, that thumbnail though, man. So what do you mean with Chauvin? What do you mean with Derek Chauvin? You mean we're Chauvin when you need him, kind of deal?
No, I'm just saying, like he this is a racist country to its core, irredeemable, right? The cops are just killing niggas everywhere you go, right? This dude literally butchered, like what he did to her. Like I heard the real report of what he did to her. He filleted her. Okay, so and it's like, and she saw him coming and tried to jump in the car. Like they were on a parking deck. She was waiting for the guy. She saw him coming. She tried to jump in the car, and I guess she didn't get in the car fast enough. And he filleted her. And then the guy came over there, and he filleted him too. But the guy survived, right? The cops show up. This nigga done killed this beautiful white girl, and he survived. He was arrested without incident. Not a scratch on him.
Not one nappy hair.
Ain't that about look? This racist ass country, you can fucking fillet a fucking all American fucking glider female, and you can just, when the police come with their guns drawn, you can just put your hands up, put your hands behind your back, and you won't get a fucking bruise.
But again, that goes to the point me and you made recently, where I don't know if I believe what they tell us in history, because to this day, right here, right now, they're saying shit that is not happening. Because if you were to ask like a typical,
you gotta not believe what the fuck they tell you in history, because what was that when you told us the numbers that all the fucking sons that had been lynched during fucking like Jim Crow South slavery, and then all you gotta do is compare it to 1 year in fucking Chicago, and then outnumbers the deaths, right? And that shit be like, wait a minute.
Like
so niggas wasn't getting lynched like that. The only people that was getting lynched was the people that like did heinous ass crimes, and they like, oh hell no.
Like this one here. Like if you ask 10 some people, right, what would happen to some man if they were to like stare at a fucking glider queen, right? We know what they would say, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the reality though.
Kanye West, every fucking son man gets 2 nickels to rub together and get a white girl. Here she is. Oh, is this her mom? Hold on, this is her crew.
We ain't worried about tomorrow from where we at. We don't worry about nothing at all. We just trying to catch a good time. We catch a good time. Even if it takes all night. You know we're rocking.
So yeah, so she just
my daughter, my love, my gift from above.
They must be devastated.
She was just having fun, about living her life with her friends. Typical young girl, you know. Like, listen, man, I don't know. I don't know, because I don't take pictures of everything I do like this, but it must be nice.
Well, I mean, females like to do this kind of shit.
That shit crazy, yo.
But I mean, I just don't get. I said this to you, and it go what I'm saying. But when that whole shit with Mello and I forget his name, Austin, right? Happened, I was perplexed by the reaction, right? Because anyone with half a brain knew it was gonna keep happening. Somehow we're gonna keep killing glider people, killing everybody, but glider people.
Oh yeah.
Yo, it's just crazy. It's just crazy because you look at this life, right? Look at this life. It's just the American dream.
Yeah.
And then they encounter a son man for fucking
humbug.
Right, or a humbug.
Yeah.
But it takes less than 30 seconds for him to decide to end this life right here. This happy ass life. Look at them flags and shit. happy as fuck.
Yeah, it wasn't like they was in fucking riding through the projects at night trying to score some coke off the late night. You know what I'm saying? This was just the son man lived in the apartment complex with his mom.
In this apartment complex?
Yeah, no, where she got killed.
That's why some women are the most dangerous people in the fucking world.
Right.
Because they bring the element to you no matter what.
Dang.
Like some women they can be fucking.
He just came. Quatravius just came home. Tell him when he get out the halfway house. Tell him he can come stay with me. Get himself together.
Bruh, they can be judges, they can be doctors, they can be police chiefs, they can be anything in the world, mayors, and they can live in a fucking condo, fucking high rise where the average fucking rent is $4,000 a month. But they gonna have a fucking son, nephew, son, fucking anything that's gonna bring the element to you. So we are always a fucking sniff away.
You said what, a cousin away, a relative away, or something like that?
Yeah.
How you put it?
Oh yeah, it's just
it's a sniff away, bro.
You just.
I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Of separation.
Man. Like why is there no like national outrage? Why is this one not like this is way worse than the high school one? It is.
Yeah. I mean, she was doing things like well, no, I think the high school one was pretty bad. At track meet, like, come on, stabbed him like tip of the track.
Yeah, no. but look, at least that one. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but it's among men at least, right? They're men at the end of the day.
Still stabbing somebody dead for the track meet. It's kind of crazy though.
Well, this young lady who was out and about on her way. I saw what happened. I read the article too. She was on her passing through, right? They want to drop off a package or something, pick someone up, and then this sunward
disappears
out of thin air and like brutally murders her. This is way worse, Chief. You know,
with a steak knife too, not with a regular knife, with a steak knife.
Right.
So we talking about like when that thing comes out, because when it goes in and then you pull it out, like, because usually a knife, you know what I'm saying, when you stab somebody with a knife and it comes out kind of easy, those steak knives, you just ripping everything. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what? This is a wicked world, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not scared by scary. I don't think scary movies are scary. They're not scary at all. The real world is scary. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. You ain't lying about
this
that.
someone makes Mike Myers look like nothing.
I carry mace for niggas like that because here's the thing, and I hate to keep saying this, ladies, and I know the ladies in the and I tell people, all the ladies in my family, this all the time too. One spray of mace would have completely incapacitated him.
You think so?
Completely. Yeah. And spray a mace to if he was coming and she would have just pulled out the mace and sprayed him in the face, he would have been completely incapacitated.
He would have been pissed off to the point where she had enough time to get away, and he would have been fucking sitting there crying. That mace shit work, bro.
But you gotta use a powerful enough mace, because if it's not like
it ain't even that deep, bro.
Listen, yeah.
It ain't even that deep, bro.
You just got mace.
Just hit your target, bro.
Generic mace, right? I've been to the club. I was at the club one time, right? And we parking lot pimping, so we pulling up at the end of parking lot pimp, so we couldn't get close because it was all too many cars. We parked. Somebody got a real fucked up.
Somebody got some shit going on.
Yeah, but we parked. Let's just say we parked half a football field away from the entrance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like let's just say we parked a city block away, but it's a big parking lot, but where we parked in the parking lot is probably like a city block away, right? From the front of the club where everybody congregated, right? So we park over there. We just sitting there smoking weed, ready to get out, and parking lot pimp and shit, holler at the hoes and shit. Something happened in the front of the club. It's in PG County. They pull out the mace, spray the people and shit right in front of the club. We back there, and we start coughing, and we was like, like, what the fuck is that? And we didn't even know really what happened that they sprayed mace, but until we started coughing. So, what the fuck? And I'm talking about outside, a city block away. The motherfucking mace, I guess because it was a big fight. It started making us cough. Even if
And they be having, when they do
coughing.
that, with security, they be having the bear or whatever, the bear spray. But the whole shit is this, though. If you hit a nigga in the eye with lemon juice is enough. All it is just a small amount of a deterrence to have that motherfucker in some type of pain, and you can get away. That's why pepper spray is just perfect for women if they hit it with the accuracy.
Yep. 1000%, man. That's why I tell them. That's what I'm saying. Like, mace is small. They have ones you can fit on your keychain. You know what I'm saying? They have all that shit. Like, you don't have to have like the like you said, bear spray. Just anything. Like, I'm gonna show you.
Man, in the third world, a motherfucker will pray the cops grab him. You know what Don Britos would do to him if they grabbed him before the cops did? He'd wish they put tires on him and burned them. They fuck him up, Chief. This is crazy, man.
Wow. Yeah, like, listen, when you get hit in the face with that shit, you are done, man. You are done. It's pretty much like instant. Like, because one thing, I think humans want to protect their eyes because you only got two. So it's like anything get in your eye, like sand or dust, you immediately recoil. But if it's something that's going to make it burn, like, you're not just going to keep coming after nobody after somebody makes you. Come on, man.
I mean, you might instinctively blindly attack forward. I mean, who knows what this summer was on? I was probably on PCP or something, you know?
Yeah, but I don't care what you want. I don't care what you want. If you get maced, you no matter what you want, you're gonna recoil. It's kind of like you ever had somebody punch you in the stomach. You know that feeling, like when it just like a cramp. It feel like a cramp when you get punched in the stomach at the right spot. It feel like your stomach just seizes up on itself. It's kind of like you ever had that happen? No, I'm not talking about the groin because we all know that. But I mean, like, all right, let's say the groin, right? Let's just say the balls, right? Like, if somebody kick you in the balls, right? Even if it don't hurt, you just still gonna recoil.
Oh yeah, you're stuck.
I gotta say something about that PCP shit though. That PCP, no. That PCP varies. Yeah, that varies, bro. That varies. I ain't gonna lie to you. That PCP varies. I've seen motherfuckers fight through.
I'm from DC. I've seen enough of the boat capital of the world. The PCP capital of the world, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, the Sun Man might have just still been swinging the knife wildly. He ain't seeing a motherfucking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
He ain't seeing shit. Okay, he ain't, and he's screaming, and one eye is over his eyes, and he's looking for, and he's like, "Give me some water, give me some milk. I need some milk, water. Somebody help, give me some water. Somebody give me some milk. Somebody give me some milk." Like he like, listen, you go. It's gonna take you out, man. The mace gonna take you out. It's gonna take you out. You done.
Are y'all listening, Ock Nation, women? Please go get you. If you don't want to grab a gun and all the other shit, and then a motherfucker might snatch the gun or whatever.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Get
Don't
that.
grab the gun.
Get the goddamn mace, girls. Get it.
And just spray it. Like, you don't have to
just spray that shit. It's free as fucking. Listen, you might fuck yourself up, But you gonna get away. You gonna get away though, baby.
Exactly. Just get a spray off. Don't be like trying to perfectly aim and shit. Hit them in the chest, the leg. It don't matter where you hit them with that mace, man. As long as you get it off, make sure you get it off. Because women might be trying to sit there and aim for his left eye or something. No, just get it off. And in the vicinity, because once it's in the air, in the vicinity, everybody around gonna start coughing. At least, you know what I'm saying? Some people eyes gonna start watering, even if it don't hit them in the face. Depending on your sensitivity.
Man, I don't know why I'm so like stunned by this story. I'm like stunned by it. It's never like, even though it's not surprising, it's still stunning.
Yeah, it's like, watch this. Let me show you this. one. Salute to Eric S. Man, Op Nation Hall of Fame. He says, Op, you said it best. Turds ruin everything. Yeah, man, they do, man. They can't help it either though. But here's this woman. She got maced, right? She got maced at the store.
She got maced her. Oh, what the?
You telling me you think that, like, if she had a knife, she would still be worried about stabbing him? She got all this milk. Think about if she didn't have that milk, the type of pain she would be in.
What the hell? Oh shit. You okay?
You okay? You okay? God damn it. Are you okay? Does it look like she's okay, bitch? Look at the fuck. Does it look like she's okay?
All that wasted milk.
Yeah. Like, listen, man. I'm telling you, man, that shit will stop them in their tracks. Telling you, ladies.
Man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Let me see. Hey. Let me see your strap.
That kid's older than my son, a little bit older than my son.
I mean, what? They ain't shit cute about
That's
that. I never understood how.
Oh, you pistol whip her? You pistol whip mommy?
You pistol whip mommy. Pistol whip mommy.
Right. And then we
So
wonder
give it
why
up.
this dude's gonna end up robbing people.
Or I end up pistol whooping a woman in the future.
Right. This is not cute,
yeah.
man. This is unacceptable, bro.
Not at all. But yeah, not at all. I don't want to get off track, but yeah, that shit. That shit is just, it's just typical
degenerate shit.
behavior. Yeah, man. But
people think that it's cute though. People think it's cute, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so this is let's see the comments. Let's read some of the comments, man. Let's read some of the comments, man.
Damn.
Yeah, little son kid, yeah. Little son kid.
The comment was crazy.
They said brutes commit 59% of all crimes. We have a major brute.
By brutes, they mean some men.
Yeah, because the New York Post called them a brute in the article.
Yeah, I think that's a dog whistle right there. If I ever heard one.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
That was a good movie, man. I love that movie. Die Hard with a Vengeance, right?
You said,
hey, bro, what I tell you, hey, they gotta bring back political racist cartoons, bro. That shit is hilarious.
That was crazy. The one that you just scroll past,
bro. Political cartoons are fucking hilarious because Nothing's more fucking truthful than a political cartoon that's deemed racist, bro. It's literally nothing more accurate.
Yeah, like the way they would draw the burritos or even the Italians, they look terrifying.
Yeah. It said he was going to school to be an engineer. We don't have to live like this. Segregation before separation. Now you understand why they used to string them up in trees.
Yo, as a matter of fact, S3 put a link in the bag. It looks interesting about sons lynching sons. I guess it goes into detail about it. S3.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, going off the, like, because I know you were going to bring up the lynching comment, Wicked, like, and it just goes to show that sons were even doing it to themselves for the same reasons, like for murder, for rape, and all.
It kind of explains S3 why today, some men gun each other down so quickly, right? Because they're just begging to get quote unquote lynched. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point you made. Yeah. Why don't you can pull it up, Ak, and then go through some of the articles.
Yeah.
I wonder
get to
about
it. I just seen it. I'm gonna get to it. It says, was it one of them, sister? It's always one of them.
Jesus Christ.
Knife wielding Bruce.
Look at the letters that are folded.
Yo, so long Twitter, hello X.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Knife wielding Bruce, man. Shit.
Yeah, he was kind of wild though. He didn't have a haircut in a long time. If this is the mugshot from the day of it happening, he hadn't had a haircut in a long time. So I'm talking about a long time. Like,
right.
So he probably, been, just
struggling.
Rough.
I wonder how violent his rap sheet is. You know what I mean? Like, is it violent? Is it very violent? It seems like it was
probably is. I wouldn't be surprised if there's nothing on there. It don't matter.
Like nuisance shit, right? Like nuisance shit.
Yeah, it just don't matter. Like, just because you like.
After a double stabbing in Sunrise. A woman was killed in the incident that detectives believe may have been random. Local 10's Leanne Motorhome is live in Sunrise with the very latest. Leanne.
And the suspect at the center of this stabbing reportedly refused to appear before a judge this morning. Let's show you the scene from yesterday. All of this happened just before 2 a.m. Wednesday morning at the retreat at Sawgrass Village right behind me. This is an apartment complex right next to the parking lot for Amerant Bank Arena here in Sunrise. Our cameras were there as police were inside of a parking garage. Sunrise police say that they believe that this was a, quote, random attack and that a 28-year-old woman from Boca Raton was killed in this stabbing. A second victim did survive their injuries. Now, 21-year-old Jackson Segese was arrested and charged with premeditated murder and attempted felony murder.
Segese, is that a
He's African because he has a last name as a first name and he's an African last name. Yeah, he's African.
Yeah, because this is or he's Haitian. We don't know.
Well, same difference. Yo, but think about the pigs though, right? Think about the pigs for 1 second, right? They're literally going through the motions, just doing their job, right? If you were to let some person tell it, you would think the pigs are here plotting, conspiring, itching to just hurt some people, right? Now, if this somewhere here, I gave him a reason to, they would have used force on him, no doubt about it. But since apparently he must have complied, right? But don't let some people tell it.
Had he not stabbed this woman, he would have no police contact that day. The only reason he had police contact was he stabbed that woman.
I mean this whole bullshit about all gliders get Burger King. Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm trying to find where this name comes from, Segese.
Somewhere in the diaspora.
It's not saying Africa. It's saying white. Most of the 95% of the people who have it are white. And only 0%. How do you spell his name? Can you tell me how to spell it? Because I spelled it Sagasi. Well, I spelled it the right way. But anyway, man, this guy, listen, this
his
guy
name could have been McDonald. You know what I mean? Shit, that
let's
Looking at his mugshot right there.
salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again.
This is video from his bond hearing, a hearing that he was supposed to attend but refused, according to corrections there inside of the courtroom. The judge, despite his absence, finding probable cause for the arrest, ordering him be held without bond. He's also been ordered to have no contact with the surviving victim. At this point, police have not officially confirmed the identities of the two people who were stabbed in this attack. More to come on
Tonight, a
this one.
family is mourning the loss of a 27-year-old businesswoman who
Wow.
was stabbed to death in Sunrise. A second person was also attacked with a knife, but he survived. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Juwan Strader.
And I'm Lorena Englang. Police say the man who did it is now behind bars. And NBC6's Jamie Garola spoke with one of the victim's family members. How are they doing tonight, Jamie?
Well, not good. They are still processing everything that's happened over the last 36 hours. And while they're not ready to go on camera just yet, they did give us a statement. Tonight, we're learning more about the woman stabbed and killed in Sunrise early Wednesday morning. Haley Hosford's Instagram page highlights her success as an entrepreneur and expert stylist at just 27 years old. Hosford's stepfather tells NBC6 she was an incredible hairdresser and businesswoman. In a statement to NBC6, her stepfather added, "Our family is destroyed. This is beyond horrific. We wish this upon no family to deal with something like this. It's really incomprehensible based on all the facts, and the situation is senseless."
There was a dead person just laying in there. There was blood on the car that was next to it. And I pulled out, and as I was pulling out, all these cops were pulling in. I would say there must have been 15 cop cars coming in at the same time.
Hosford was stabbed in the neck to death in the back parking garage of an apartment complex across the street from Amerant Bank Arena. Police responded to the scene after the man she was with called 911, also saying he was stabbed in the neck and throat. An officer found Hosford's body on the floorboard of a black Mercedes. She was pronounced dead on the scene. A steak knife was found on the front passenger seat. The man she was with rushed to the hospital.
I saw it as I was kind of turning, and there was blood all over. I thought, I've got to call the police, but I saw them coming, and then I just left.
The man stabbed was able to give police a description of the attacker. A short while later, police arrested Jackson Sagassi Jr. Police tracked down Sagassi at his apartment and surrendered. Detectives found a knife in his front pocket that appeared to be from the same set as the knife in the car. Hosford's stepfather also telling us, quote, "Our prayers are with our family, and we're looking above."
Hold on, what?
Blood all over. I thought, I've got to call the police, but I saw them coming, and then I just left.
The man stabbed was able to give police a description of the attacker. A short while later, police arrested Jackson Sagassi Jr. Police tracked down Sagassi at his apartment and surrendered. Detectives found a knife in his front pocket that appeared to be from the same set as the knife in the car.
The set was in the car? He had the whole set with him when he went into the car to stab her? Oh,
Maybe
no,
his
he
car.
did. He tried to leave in the car. He did try to leave in the car. But he ended up back in his apartment. The series of events, I don't think they have it down quite, but he did try to leave. He stabbed her up, and she was in the car, and he tried to leave with her. So he must have ended up back in his apartment somehow and left his set, the knife set. He must have had the whole knife set with him. Like maybe he just went to the store, like the grocery store, and bought a knife set and was like, I'm gonna kill somebody. And then he had them with him. And you can't buy a single knife. He probably had to buy a whole set.
He didn't buy them.
Yeah, right. But you know what I'm saying. He
saved his receipts so we could write him off at the end of the year,
Yeah. And he ended up seeing her, and then he probably stabbed her,
filled out the warranty card,
tried to leave, and then maybe I don't know, maybe it was a stick shift or something. I don't know. And then he just hopped out and went back home. and then they found him in his apartment, his mom's apartment.
Oxford's stepfather also telling us, quote, "Our prayers are with our family, and we're looking above to Haley, and it's beyond devastation and sadness." Now, the suspect allegedly made a confession, although that confession was redacted from the arrest form. He is charged with premeditated murder. Police say the attack, or the motive for the attack, remains
Here at
unknown.
4:30, we're learning more about the woman who was stabbed to death at a South Florida apartment complex. Hello again, everyone. Investigators say the victim was chosen at random.
Now a close friend is opening up about his heartbreak. Nicole Ensalada is live in Sunrise with more. Nicole.
Well, her name was Haley Hosford, and her family tells me that she had big plans, big dreams, a very active life, lots of friends, but that life was cut short here in this apartment complex in the parking garage earlier this week in what, as you mentioned, police say appears to be a completely random act. And now her family and her friends want everyone to know her name.
That's how it is. You know? When you want to kill a white person, anyone will do. You don't, you know.
Yeah, man. That's true, man. Because it's like, seriously, like you're trying to kill a white person. Like he might have been mad, just wanted to kill a white person.
See, that this just goes to show you how much sons hate, like gliders, like. Crook County, you can attest to this fact that most murder is personal in nature, right? Like it's not random. Like most murders happen between people who know each other.
Somebody you know.
Yeah. So when you attack a random person, what people don't just kill for no reason. They kill out of murder, out of hate, out of malice. Why else would he hate her? She's white.
Yeah, he got her.
And her boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that just goes to show the prevalence of anti-white hatred amongst the sons.
But a lot of anti-white hatred is because of gliders. Like gliders, liberals and shit, and Juice Crew, they foster a lot of that stuff. Like they tell black people. Like when I was young, I learned black people like y'all been slaving us. We're gonna get to your lynching article in a minute, but y'all lynched us. I did all this stuff to us, and I didn't need to see white people doing anything to me in real life because I'd hear about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'd hear about all the historical things, the movies, and so it's like, yeah, I resented white people too for a long time, man. I hated white people when I was young, man, and not to the point where like I would just run up on a white person and do something to them, but it's a simmering below the surface resentment. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I could meet a white person and they could be cool as hell, but there would still be a below the surface, just overall resentment of white people that still would be there, even if the white person I was interacting with was cool. And it's
most sons don't know the truth.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, white people were dicks at one point, but I mean, and it was, but sons don't understand that like conquering other peoples is something that's universal. Sons, since we have first person player syndrome, like sons don't know about the Khmer Rouge, or they don't know about Mao Mao. They don't know about Stalin. They think they're the only people in the history of the world that got fucked over, and they think white people are the only people in the history of the world that fuck people over.
If only there was like some sort of institution that could teach them this kind of stuff, like where they could go every day for like 6 hours and learn.
Yeah, and the institution actually is the one pushing this, Jimmy Field.
Exactly. So
who's
it's
pushing
like
it?
The educational institutions that you're referring to.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So it's like white people, like the average son don't even know that like native tribes fought each other before the white man came. they think it's like was like a utopia. You know what I'm saying? They think like all that shit was, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't understand like the way the world works, man. That
If you
you know
try
we're
to tell
all
them, they'll get angry with you, and they'll just, they don't like being challenged. That's the thing.
well. I mean, yeah, it's that too, but it's also that like that story is very simple, and that story places us in a position to where we can get free stuff and we can blackmail and extort people from that position. So it's a very comfortable position too. You're moving them from a position of comfort.
Haley Hosford's life was about beauty, physical beauty, yes, as a cosmetologist.
As whatever comes in contact with your hair extensions could end in disaster.
But also the beauty in the world, in experiences, and the beauty of her friendships.
Happy birthday, dear Haley.
She was a force to be reckoned with. She really was.
I knew he was going to be gay. I knew he was going to be a faggot. I knew it. I just do her friend. The friend. Remember they said her friend?
Beauty of her friendships.
Because she's a stylist. She's a hairstylist.
She was a force to be reckoned with. She really was.
The ugliness of the world would cut her life short early Wednesday morning in the parking garage of the Retreat at Sawgrass apartment building. Sunrise police say 21-year-old Jackson Sagase stabbed the 27-year-old to death as she waited for a friend who'd gone inside.
He was going in there to grab some stuff, and he was going to take her home.
Police say as she waited in the car, the suspect.
He was going in there to grab some stuff, and then he was going to take her home. I know he was like, "Damn, I wish I had never went there." Like imagine that guy, because he's in the hospital too, stabbed up, and he's like, "Damn, should have just went."
I wonder if he's thinking deep enough to like, man, damn, I wish they would have never brought him to pick cotton.
Nah, he's probably a liberal. Like this girl right here voted for Kamala. This girl right here would literally like be appalled if like
what we're saying.
If a white guy like if a black guy like if she was out with this guy and like a white guy like a black guy just like let's say they were out to dinner and a black guy just came and just grabbed his plate and like started eating off of it and he rolled his eyes. She was like, "No, Scott, don't do that." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know these women, man. Come on, you know these white women.
Like
she's a young white woman.
Yeah, like if I would have told her, man, I had brute fatigue, she probably would have been like,
"Oh, she wouldn't be her friend anymore." She would be complaining to him about her to her other friends. Do you know that Scott said something about brute fatigue? I mean, I don't know if I can still be around him anymore. If that's the way he thinks. Like, this is a white girl. So y'all not dating and shit. Y'all don't deal with the white guys out there. Y'all not around white women. Like what's going on? Y'all know how white women act?
No, yeah. Look, you got me there.
Yeah, the thing is, like white, like glider queens, they'll never understand. Like they'll always support the liberal causes that put their lives in danger. Like glider women are the most delusional people in the world. Press 1.
Yeah. Now she doesn't have many black friends. I'll give you that because we saw her Instagram, but that doesn't mean anything. Like just because she doesn't have a bunch of black girls in her pictures and shit, that's not part of being liberal. Like liberal cities are the most segregated. We've talked about that. Liberal schools, liberal cities, the black kids go to the public school, the white kids go to the private schools. Like this segregation is off the chain in liberal cities. So don't take the fact that she's not like literally running around with some chick with an afro as like she's not liberal. When white women are conservative, they kind of wear it on their sleeve. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it. You'll see it in little things like they love their country. They'll have something, you know what I'm saying? country music. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like in the country, like they'll be into certain thing. Like there's certain things that you'll see. We would have seen the certain tells of a conservative woman by now. You know what I'm saying? She might have been married already. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't be hanging around with a faggot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
Could end in disaster. But also the beauty in the world, in experiences, and the beauty of her friendships.
Happy birthday, dear Haley.
She was a force to be reckoned with. She really was.
The ugliness of the world would cut her life short early Wednesday morning in the parking garage of the Retreat at Sawgrass apartment building. Sunrise police say 21-year-old Jackson Sagase stabbed the 27-year-old to death as she waited for a friend who'd gone inside.
He was going in there to grab some stuff, and he was going to take her home.
Police say as she waited in the car, the suspect walks toward the victim vehicle. A metal object is visible in his right hand, reflecting light. Victim begins to exit the vehicle just as the suspect...
Oh, she got out instead of locking the doors. That's woman, but that's a woman. You know, a woman panics and they don't think right. She should have locked the doors and started honking the horn. Or drive off if she know how to drive, if he didn't take the keys. Yeah, she got out. The woman gets out of the car.
Yeah, she should have pulled out a job application, like a Bible, like the cross. A job application.
Right.
That son would have took off running.
God damn, man. Wow. Wow. Damn. God damn. Ooh, shit. Man, she gets out of the car. Wow. Now listen, man. That doesn't surprise me. Did that surprise you guys, though?
No, not at all.
No
way. So trusting.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with trust. I think she was trying to get away. I think she thought the best way to get away would be get out of the car and run.
Yeah.
Because women aren't like, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't equipped to deal with this type of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
they're not
why-
as intuitive.
Yeah, and also like it came at her fast. Like, could you imagine the horror? This big black brute just walking to you with a knife in his hand. She probably just completely freaked out. Her brain shut off. You know what I'm saying? Because and instead of just hitting the all locks, you know how to reach, you could have reached over to the driver's side and pressed all locks, lock all doors, and he probably would have banged on the window, tried to break the window and shit and all that stuff. I don't know. He might have, you know, already been like, he probably would have punched the window, tried to break it. Maybe if he couldn't break it, he might have moved on. But I think he would have tried to break the window. But I don't know, man. It's just sad, man. Just sad.
It just doesn't happen the other way, though. There's no just glider out there just picking out some person and stabbing him to death. It's just not happening.
And also, it doesn't happen in the prison. Like, if it happens, it doesn't happen. Like, if it happens, that's the time it happened, and we all hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could think that a glider could actually do this. I think we might have heard of a case, not maybe like this past year, about it. A glider just randomly killing a black person, but you hear about it, and there's outrage, and you get to mourn. You get to collectively as a people mourn and you get to, you know what I'm saying, express outrage and anger and get it off your chest. White people, this shit is just bubbling and bubbling and bubbling and simmering below the surface. Because if you're a white person and you express outrage about this, there's a chance that you may be, you know what I'm saying, deemed as a racist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
This guy looks too much like a son that I know too. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he looks like a lot of sons when they don't get a haircut for a long time.
They said he's 21. Is that true?
21, they said that?
I think I saw in the chat right here that he's 21 or something.
He's a YN? Let me see. Hold on.
He's
got
gray in his beard.
Happy birthday, dear Haley.
She was a force to be reckoned with. She really was.
The ugliness of the world would cut her life short early Wednesday morning in the parking garage of the Retreat at Sawgrass apartment building. Sunrise police say 21-year-old Jackson Sagase stabbed the 27-year-old to
Wow.
death
He looks
as
like
she
he's
waited
40.
for a friend who'd gone inside.
He was going.
That is insane. He's a YN. So literally, this is literally a YN. Get the fuck out of
And the
here.
thing here is, he didn't even try to rob her. He didn't try to rape her. He didn't want anything from her. He just wanted to kill her.
So
Yeah, he's 20. He's 21, going on 40.
wow. Yo, YN's out here crazy.
That means he can get out early enough to still have, a decent life.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a young
definitely. Without that. He ain't gonna do 52 years like Larry Hoover, I can tell you that much.
Police say as she waited in the car, the suspect walks toward the victim vehicle. A metal object is visible in his right hand, reflecting light. Victim begins to exit the vehicle just as the suspect reapproaches from the driver's side. She quickly re-enters the vehicle in an apparent attempt to hide.
She noticed he was charging her, and he forced himself into the car before she had time to shut the door.
According to police, she was stabbed multiple times and would not survive. Her friend, too, was attacked when he arrived back at the car and is now in the hospital. Her friend, Aubrey Rosebrock, says it appears to be completely random and senseless.
And I know she was a fighter. I believe she fought. And I believe she was scared.
Just as she fought for her friends.
You think she was scared? She probably was shaking. She couldn't fight. She was shaking. She curled up in a fetal position. In the back seat, and just she probably didn't have time to pray. She probably couldn't pray. She was so scared. You sitting there, listen, think about it. A son man tell you, I'm gonna be here in an hour to fucking kill you. That's terrifying. You just sitting there on your phone, scrolling through Twitter and TikTok, looking at your pictures and your friends' pictures, and you look out the corner of your eye, and you see a son man walking up with a knife. That's like horror. You know what I'm saying? She was in a state of horror. She probably couldn't breathe. She was so scared.
Art of Will is in the back.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can deal with Art of Will tonight, man. You gotta take it easy tonight, man.
What a do-walk.
What's going on?
Just followed you on Kick.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, you're on Kick now?
Yeah, I'm on Kick. What are your thoughts?
Man, I do get angry every time I hear about this, but then again, you know how to peel the layers, and you're right. I think she is a liberal, because a conservative woman most likely would have popped them with a concealed carry.
Well, here's the thing too. That all women don't, all conservative women don't carry guns, and I think if women mostly carry their guns in their purse, and I think when you're in a state of sheer terror like that, you can't get to your purse. Most women don't have their purse on them when they're in the car. It's usually on the seat or on the floor. I don't think a conservative woman, while he's advancing, like he's walking towards you, you see him. No, I don't think a conservative woman has a woman has the, you know what I'm saying, social awareness in the real world, like battlefield, you know, to reach in her purse, get her gun, and fire on. No, I think any woman in this case, the best scenario is to lock the doors, and then maybe you can get to your gun or whatever. But I think though, I 1000% think this woman is definitely a liberal.
Truly,
there's no signs from her. We went to we can go to her.
Her friend
Reds.
Aubrey is a clue. The gay dude. That's like
Yeah, that's a big time clue.
if only he was there to protect her. If only.
Yeah, and then it would have been a hate crime. We'd be talking about a hate crime if the gay guy was there. So let's see.
Victim vehicle. A metal object is visible in his right hand, reflecting light. Victim begins to exit the vehicle just as the suspect reapproaches from the driver's side. She quickly re-enters the vehicle in an apparent attempt to hide.
She noticed he was charging her, and he forced himself into the car before she had time to shut the door.
According to police, she
There's
was
probably
stabbed
security
multiple
footage of this,
times
too.
and would not survive. Her friend too was
Oh, yeah.
attacked when he arrived back at the car and is now in the hospital. Her friend Aubrey Rosebrock says it appears to be completely random and senseless.
And I know she was a fighter. I believe she fought, and I believe she was scared.
Just as she fought for her friends and her family, he says, helped people find beauty in life and in themselves. That, her best friend says, was Haley Hosford.
Her very last message to me was, I just wanted to tell you that the sun is shining, the sky is blue, the water is turquoise.
Wow.
And that I love you very
apropos.
much. And that you mean
Her
The
last
sun is-
message was the sun.
The sun is shining. I got it. Oh, bro.
Sun is hot.
Man, she saw it coming.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. That was
His
a
knife
warning,
was shining.
Bruh. Oh, yeah. I
Premonition.
also noticed her arm sleeve tats is also a dead giveaway to her being a liberal.
man.
God,
I
I'm
feel
so
like
sick of
some
that.
conservative girls, they got tattoos, right? Like some like country, I love America, white girls.
Yeah, but like not a sleeve, like maybe a tattoo here or there or something. But
Maybe, I don't know. I would say sleeves too, but I mean, I don't.
Who knows, man? And she's wearing. Listen, she's a hairstylist. She's young. She's got a lot of friends. She's always bopping around. She describes herself on the internet as soft on the outside, savage at the soul, crazy, confident, and completely in my element.
Oh, okay. So that's like a boss B mindset.
Maybe
And
she
also-
annoyed the shit out of the guy. Maybe she annoyed him and then he attacked her. I'm already annoyed by her hearing that.
Unbothered. She also says she's unbothered. She says, "Be authentic, be who you are. High vibrations bring good energy."
Check her 2020 stream or feed, and you'll see all the BLM shit recorded, you know?
Oh man.
Black Square, BLM.
She says, keeping Austin weird.
Oh, yeah.
So she wants to keep Austin weird.
Yep.
Oh, is that where this happened in Austin?
No,
No,
this is in
Sunrise,
Florida.
Florida, but for some weird reason, I don't.
She spends a lot of time in Austin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway.
What a horrible fate.
Yeah, I mean,
she's been
listen.
loving life all this time, living the dream, at least portraying it that way online, and then her story ends with some crazy son stabbing the the lights out of her in a car.
I mean, and then it all happened so fast. Like she went from probably, like I said, scrolling on her phone,
Yeah,
to literally bleeding out in 20 seconds.
less. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously.
Was Haley Hosford.
Her very last message to me was, I just wanted to tell you that the sun is shining, the sky is blue, the water is turquoise, and that I love you very much, and that you mean the world to me. And that was the very last thing she said. She's not a Jane Doe, and I want the world to know what her name is and who she was.
Well, look, fucker, we're giving her story some light, man, and we're conservatives, you fucking piece of shit. So, fuck. How about that? I bet that's real ironic to you, right?
There's evil and there's good, and we lost the good. The good lost.
I want to say she voted for it, but at the same time, Florida is a red state, so.
Nah, but Florida's a red state, but the cities down there are very, very, very blue. Salute to this girl, man. She definitely lived a exciting life, man. She looked like she had a good time while she was here, man. I'll give her that.
Oh yeah, she accomplished a lot. She's a businesswoman, apparently, successful. Got her own nice vehicle and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I think we can all agree that she contributed more to society in a day than he did all his fucking life.
I can agree with that.
I'm willing to bet everything I got on it, Chief.
Yeah.
Sunrise is a suburb of Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I'm not sure who gets the GoFundMe in this case. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
Man,
toss-up.
if someone ever donates to that dude's GoFundMe, like, yeah, I think it's gonna set something off. To where, do you see this eventually becoming, or God forbid I say it, but do you eventually see this becoming a race war?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think I mean there's too much stuff in place. I mean to prevent a race war. Like, I mean, I do think it's a race war already, a proxy war. It's a war online. It'd be a war through different things. But as far as like guns, no. I don't think it's a race war.
But if there was like an outright race war, man, that'd be a bad day for some people.
I'm telling you, man.
It'd be ugly.
It'd be a short day too.
It'll be a short day.
Yeah. Grand opening, grand closing.
Right.
Super Trader in the chat said, "Don't make the sun kid." My mom told me that one time, which is crazy. Shout out to my mom.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead.
That was one of Flaherty's books too, wasn't it? Don't make the black kids.
Yes.
Yeah, don't
yes.
make the
That's
black
why I
kids
thought it was
lazy.
interesting. My mom
And
told me that.
White Girl Bleed a Lot. White Girl Bleed a Lot was his other book.
He had 2 books.
Damn, that's crazy as hell.
They're actually kind of expensive. I had to find White Girl Bleed a Lot, and it cost me like $35 just to get it.
That was an actual book?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was his
Tyler
second book.
Flaherty.
And what summarize it? Well, I mean,
It's basically kind of what happens here, where every he's got just a bunch of entries, and I think it's chronological of just all this. No, it's not chronological, but all the sort of sun on white violence that go on, and all the stuff that happens at any sort of public event, like a county fair and stuff. And it's just page after page after page of stuff you never. Well, you.
And how
probably
does he like describe it? Does he use like the news articles, clippings? Is he?
I think he was a reporter, and he kind of takes
Yeah,
that kind
he
of
was a
angle.
reporter for in like the Philadelphia, Delaware area.
Hold on.
He there was a black guy who was wrongfully convicted, and he spent like 20 years trying to get this black guy out of prison,
Mm.
and he finally did. And then after that, that's crazy that that's his backstory. Like he spent
Whoa.
years just trying to get a black guy out of prison for he said he was wrongfully convicted, and then he flipped his politics flipped. At some point, he started seeing that, oh shit, what have I done? And then he became like the Colin Flaherty that we know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what is the? I mean, what is the point of white girl beat a lot? Like, what is he?
That was a quote. There was
No, but Flaherty, like, what was? Is he trying to like warn white people or?
Yeah.
Obviously, I guess, right? Maybe.
I think it's also he's talking about just the state of relations between the two races, and he was some story where a black girl was involved in some crime, and she either shot a white girl or stabbed her, some sort of horrible bloody event, and she just kind of looked at it like, oh, white girl bleed a lot. That's what when they questioned her about it.
Wow.
I don't know, white girl bleed a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, it says this is what makes the book White Girl Bleed a Lot by award-winning author Colin Flaherty such an astonishing read. It thoroughly documents what is nothing less than the modern rise of the race riot in America. Dozens upon dozens of events with a clear racial component, many of them black on white or black on other race assaults, punctuated by blatantly racist hate speech. What makes it even more astonishing, though, is the prevalence of officials brushing over or covering up the truth. Yeah, this is the book right here, White Girl Bleed a Lot.
Wow, I might try to check it out. Maybe, I don't know.
It's $14 on Amazon.
I wonder if it's at the library.
Hawk, I might have not asked you the right question last time when I mentioned the Great Replacement. If some reason there was a system to replace non-Latino Caribbeans and FBAs with people from the motherland, what do you think would happen in this country?
Like I said, man,
same answer.
First generation, it'll be a lot, less crime, less debauchery as the FBA son population. But then that next generation, their children, would regress to the mean, and then that third generation will regress to Africa.
Wow. Okay, so it is the same. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. I just felt I didn't ask you the right question.
Lynching myths. It says, let's begin here by addressing a few myths regarding lynching incidents involving American Negroes 1882 to 1960. Prior to the
Golden
Voting
Era.
Rights Act, yes, right. Prior to the Voting Rights Act of 1965, it was very common, particularly in the South, for white people to round up black men who tried to vote and lynch them. Not true. At least I cannot find one verifiable archived newspaper account of such an event. Perhaps one or maybe even a few incidents did occur. If so, they likely happened during the Reconstruction era of 1865 to 1878. Of further note, in 1963, 2 years before the passage of the Voting Rights Act, 43% of all eligible blacks in the South were registered to vote. And if that percentage seems low, remember, this was 2 years prior to LBJ launching of the Great Society socialist programs, i.e., most blacks believed little purpose was served going to the polls to vote prior to 1963, since the way they saw it, there were no government rewards for doing so. There were voting irregularities, mainly in Mississippi and Texas.
Boy, did that change.
Myth 2, more blacks were lynched in the South because that's where most of the racist white people lived. Not true. First, according to the U.S. Census of 1910, 89% of blacks lived in the South. By
Wow.
1930, almost 80% were still living in the South. Point, since more than 8 out of 10 blacks lived in the South at this time frame, one should not be surprised to see the racial problems, violence, and strife coming from this region. Wow, that's crazy. So it's not that white people in the South were racist, more racist. It's that the South was just where all the black people lived. That's crazy, ain't it?
89% is a huge.
That's bananas.
Thank
Boy, hold
goodness
it
they
down. I gotta-
dispersed.
Hey, where did I go?
He just vanished.
Is he on mute?
Man,
No,
I hope
he
that
stepped out.
I hope the Sunman ain't get him.
No, I'm
You know, the Sunman, they
You
just
just-
like, it's like as if the world opens up under you sometimes and you gone. You know, it feels like that sometimes, don't it? Just watching these stories.
So I put
Well,
a
that was-
caption. I put a caption under my username. I don't know if you guys see it. It says "Afa Giga Negra Eheal," which pretty much means black fatigue is real.
In what, Portuguese? What language is
Yeah,
that?
Portuguese.
Oh, wow, I nailed it.
Yeah, good.
How would you
yeah.
say that? How is it said with a Portuguese accent?
Afa Giga Negra Eheal.
Hey, how do
Fatiga
you-
means fatigue.
Yeah, how do you say no solution in Portuguese?
Now solucional. Because
I like-
they don't use ION.
See, we're learning here tonight, kids.
Yeah,
Just
it's what
like
we do here.
information, they say informação.
Yeah, it's what we do here. We learn here. You know, we talk about books like White Girl Bleed a Lot.
I mean, the
Honestly,
system
man-
wasn't designed for sons, so it only makes sense that they would just design another system to deal with sons. Which I guess was
Believe it or not,
lynching.
Brazil has a system that deals with sons. It's a little bit different though.
Really?
Like
yeah,
with England, maybe
they don't do segregation. They
England
do something
maybe the
called
Go ahead, man.
mejorar la raza, which
Okay.
means better the race,
Okay.
and it's pretty much breeding them out.
But so when you say a different system, you don't mean like a different court system, right? It's the same for them, right?
No, I wouldn't say court system. Not really.
That's
too
kind of
far.
what I think you meant, though, right, dude? The
What's
person
up?
that said that it almost makes sense to create a different court system for them.
Well, their court system, from what I understand, is very similar to Portugal. Actually, I think they actually use the very same legal system.
Well, I'm referring to
Mhm.
the U.S. of A, right? U.S. and A, right? And that
Mhm.
it will make sense. I think KB said it. It will make sense to create a different court system for these son words. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just the rate of their criminal activity. It's
No.
different.
No, what they need to do, honestly, I wouldn't isolate. I wouldn't make it an isolated thing. I would make hate crime across all races of whatever happens, especially anything that's random. If you do something to someone that's random, most likely you did it because you didn't like what that person looked like. I would
Okay,
implement
fine.
that.
Honestly, I'd love to get rid of it. Sounds crazy, but the whole nature of hate somehow being the motive in why you committed the crime, I think seems irrelevant and never should have been put into the system wherein we're penalizing more because we're going to judge them by what they think or believe.
What's the
We're all
juice-
different. We're all individual. I think that's a stupid standard that they put
But
in.
that's a juice crew thing. You know what I mean? Like they needed that, I guess. You know, but what I'm saying though is hate crime or not, yada yada or not, you know, these son words, they're attacking everybody indiscriminately at the end of the day. It's really about, again, we've talked about it here. I don't know if someone here disagrees, but it's about proximity more than anything. You know, and it's just, it feels rampant. Now I will be honest. It's tempered off. I thought it was gonna back in 2021 when I started talking to Ike, I anticipated it continue to increase, right? But it's tempered off a little bit across the country to whatever degree. But it still feels rampant though. It still feels at unacceptable levels, you know?
Honestly, they need to bring back the death penalty too, because I know what was it that happened? Newsom in California. I know he put a pause on that, and there were some high-profile cases where they needed to. Some people needed to be executed. It seems like the last person that was executed in California was Tookie Williams. From what I
took
understand,
his ass out.
I think we give them agency and we let them take control over their black bodies. And by doing so, we can then offer them, well, we'll pay you $5,000 to be sterilized. And we go through all of them. Take care of that problem.
They would definitely take the money for sure.
Yeah.
You think so?
$5,000 what is that like?
To be sterilized?
I think so. I think yeah, if you
cash
a young, like, and I hate to be so blunt, right? But like a young, like maybe desperate female that is like not intelligent, they're not gonna think ahead. They're thinking about that money you have in front of them.
And the Sun men too.
Sun men too. They the same logic applies.
10,000. Make it 10,000. It's still cheaper than the cost of what the system has to do.
I think they will go for 2,000. I think they maybe less than even 2. You know, they might
make it part of reparations.
Right. Well, yeah, I
Here's
like
your
what
check,
you're going with this, Jimmy. What about that? And you gotta go.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I like where your head is at. Sterilized, and you have to go. You gotta go. And if you come back, you're dead.
Oh, go! You talking about to another country? So
to the cradle. Go back to the cradle.
Oh, the cradle. Oh, what was I gonna say?
But again, these are scenarios that I don't like because they're not gonna happen. They're like pie in the sky.
I think you offer it to white people too.
Yeah, it can't just be
Same deal.
one. It can't just be one race.
Because anybody willing to do that, anyone willing to trade in that opportunity for 5K or 10K or whatever the number is,
Yeah.
that's not a person you want having kids anyway.
You know what? I
Yes.
will say this to you, Jimmy. I don't think that will work on burritos because we have kids, man. If we're gonna have kids. You know what I mean? Like, well, you keep your 5,000, all right? We're gonna be all right, all right? We're gonna have kids. You know, we're Catholics, man. We gotta have kids.
Yep, that's right. You guys, yep, Catholics don't believe in birth control.
Yeah, you know. Do you know that if you stare at a burrito too long, she might just get pregnant, dude?
What did you just say?
Yeah, I don't know if you know that, but burritos are so fertile that if you stare at them too long, they just might get pregnant, dude.
That's what I thought you said. Nah, shout out to the burritos, man.
So I don't think that will work on the burritos, Jimmy. You know,
There must be something they'd be willing to do it for. A lifetime supply of
alcohol.
Modelo?
Maybe alcohol, maybe beer.
Yeah, Modelo.
Maybe from Modelo's though, do we?
They love it.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we do.
You can really sweeten the deal and go what is it? Dos Equis Amber Ale.
Yeah, they really like
sweeten that.
Modelo though, and Corona in particular. They like all of it, but in particular Modelo. I mean, unless I'm wrong.
Bro, have you had a Dos
lifetime-
Equis Amber Ale, bro? That is hella good.
A lifetime supply of flat brimmed hats.
Flat brimmed hats.
You mean like
for the rest of
oh,
your
like-
life.
Like the new era ones, the baseball
Or a
hats?
new tattoo.
Hey, I still rock the flat brim hats.
I
That's
tell
all
you,
good.
You can get a lot of them burritos if you
I
offer them
still
tattoos.
rock that.
Well, like a free Virgin Mary tattoo or a free
Yeah.
Jesus tattoo,
Yeah.
the crucifix,
Damn.
or you get a free tattoo of your last name across your back, right? We got him, Jimmy.
Man.
The cost, it's a one-time payout. You finance it. You let the Chinese pick up the interest. We can do this.
Yeah.
All I know is I will say this: the Sun should be very glad it wasn't the Asians that took him in, because the last thing you want to be is to be subjugated to those dudes.
I think any other group, man, the Arabs, the
Them too.
Tigers.
Yeah, because the thing is, they're going to make sure you have no generation after you.
That's what the Arabs did. They castrated their male slaves. That's why there's no black in the Arab world.
The Sons are lucky that it was the gliders that enslaved them, because it would have been
And
ugly.
that's why
for them.
Arabs can only barely dance.
The only,
Right.
if
They got
anything,
two
the
left
only
feet, you know?
Asian, the only Asian monarch that would probably give him a pass would be like Kublai Khan. You know, like people from the Genghis bloodline.
They
They're
would
the only
use
ones that are willing to, you
And
know,
even
do
then,
that.
I'm sure, dude.
the juice brew. That's what they would do.
And even then, right? I'm sure it would still be tough.
That's where diplomatic immunity came from. It came from Genghis, but yeah.
When did Genghis Khan become Genghis? When did that happen?
The Marco
It was
Polo.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. Well, there's a TV series called Marco Polo, and they pronounced it Genghis.
There's a theory that Genghis Khan was actually a white man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I don't believe. I think he was a tiger person.
Created by
No,
Yakub.
I mean, there's a tribe out there in that area.
Mongolia?
No, not Mongolia. Well, they were in Mongolia at that time, but that's half European and half
yeah, glider and tiger for
glider.
sure.
And
Kind of like the Russians, right?
They're what people would call Eurasians.
Yeah, like the Russians.
Yeah, he wasn't like a Chinaman. He was a
kind of like Putin.
Oh, he was never a Chinaman. Never.
I don't know, but I'm saying like he wasn't like phenotypically. You wouldn't have known he was Asian.
You know, Putin.
He had
Putin
red
is
hair.
kinda
He had
Asian.
red hair, and they have red hair too. So he had red hair.
But you know, Putin looks kind of Asian. If you look at him, like he has the Russians kind of have like the glider tiger thing going on.
Yeah. They got mostly glider.
Yeah, it's mostly glider the Russians, for sure. But you can see tiger in them though, in some regions,
Yeah,
especially.
exactly. It's like the difference between a day laborer and a Hispanic movie star.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like
You know what I mean?
the owner of the hacienda versus like the worker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think about all that but you know what? You could be right, because there was a lot of race mixing in that.
We'll get into
area.
that one time. It's pretty much documented, but because this only Genghis Khan happened in the 1300s. Well, Timur Lane, his son, was in the 1300s. He was in the 1200s, so it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it says, second, there was without question a determined effort in the South among white people to have the black race live separately. It was actually quite the norm everywhere in America, where white people required separate living arrangements with black people. However, there was prior to 1964 nothing illegal or even immoral in this desire. Okay, so until 1964, and probably even a little bit before that, when the civil rights movement started, that wasn't seen as immoral or illegal. It was just like, yo, we don't want to live around niggas, and it was like, no one felt bad about saying that. That right there may be a pivotal shift in glider history. You know, making that become like something that you're a bad person now all of a sudden because you don't want to live around black people.
Yeah.
Nor was it an act of racism. one distinct people living separate from another distinct people was not just the norm in American history up until 1964, but human history as well. Regarding lynching, when a white person was attacked, rape or murder, and the perpetrator was black, this was seen as an attack on the group. And white people responded more often than not with uncharacteristic ferocity. Blacks were rarely ever assaulted, rape, or murder by a white person in the South.
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, I'm not against redlining, but actually, no, I am against redlining. I am against redlining, but what I'm not against, like, okay, you know, if the blacks want to live with the whites, great. But if the whites want to leave, I'm not against them leaving. What do they call that? The white flight, right? Like even before 1964, if that were to happen, I'm not against it.
Yeah, that's just moving, bro.
That's all it is, yeah. But what I'm saying is, yeah, because I remember, like, I know they talked about redlining, but I do feel like they should be able to live wherever they want. But, you know, if the whites don't want to live around them, they also have the right to, you know, leave the neighborhood and not want to be around them.
No, I believe every group should have their own distinct parts of the planet for themselves. Because then they're just going to keep getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. Like, everybody's going to want to live in glider areas, and it's just like they're not entitled to. Access to gliders is not a human right.
Yeah, I'm still conflicted on that one, but I get it.
But what if?
Wait, how are you conflicted? I don't understand what.
Well, I'm conflicted on it. Like, if they want to live in glider areas, again, like, they should be able to. But again, a glider should also be free to, you know, leave if they don't want to be around them.
They should only allow one.
I think I asked this before, but do you think we should go to like what China did with the social credit score?
No.
So tell me this. You're saying that sons should be able to live around gliders.
Mm-hmm.
But you already, from things you said on this show, you already think that sons would ruin it. Like, your disposition is, hold on. This disposition is that sons would ruin it, right? And your solution wasn't kicking them out. Your solution was that the gliders should then uproot their families and their livelihoods and move to another place. That is insane.
People move all the time.
No, but what I'm saying is, like,
they shouldn't have to be forced to move simply because they have to flee for their lives and their safety and their mental health, being around some people all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
just because some people are entitled to it.
But it's more bizarre when you take the fact that you personally think that sons ruin everything. So you come into it, yeah, sons ruin everything, but they should be able to live with us. And the only solution when they do live with us and inevitably ruin it is us leaving.
That's what's been going on for 60 years. That's what we've been doing.
What I'm saying is right, but it's like that sounds like something that someone would do if they didn't know. It's like having a cheat code, right? You got the cheat code and your solution is still the same solution.
You saying that?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're saying the solution is turn it into a God, I hate this.
No. I'm saying the solution. You have the cheat code and you still offer the same solution. You're advocating. You said, and listen, I want to live around white people. So I'm just going by what you said.
Yeah.
This is not my thought. This is what you said. I want to live around white people. I love white people. I hope white people don't ban us from living around them because they're the best areas. Here's the thing. You said sons are violent. Sons bring violence. They bring debauchery. They bring litter. They bring all this stuff, and they degrade a society. And we even need to bring back the death penalty to deter son criminals. You said,
but not
hold on.
but not
Hold on.
not
Hold on.
only
Hold
for
on.
them, but yeah.
Hold on. You said, but I think that they should be able to live around us, which is fine. I'm all for that. But then the thing you propose for your own group of people is to pull your kids out of this school with all their friends, move from your dream house, leave all of your friends that in your area where you've grown accustomed to, and just move to a random new place.
That's what people are doing now. But
no, what I'm saying is, can somebody help me, man?
No, I get it, bro. I get it. No, I get it. And no, I don't believe the death penalty should just be for sons. I think that should be across every race. I never said it was only for them.
But you know what's going to happen if you were to have the death penalty? You'd find out there's a lot more sons getting smoked, and then it comes down to the death penalty is racist.
As a matter of fact, I was actually going to ask. You just reminded me because I forgot, but now you reminded me. I used to believe in the 10 guilty man. It's better to release 10 guilty men than to imprison one innocent man.
Right.
But as I get older, I'm starting to think the other way. I'm starting to think you got to imprison one innocent man to get the 10 guilty men. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, that's kind of like getting rid of all the illegals. Well, there's going to be a few in there that might have to work their way back because they're not illegal, but the net gain of getting rid of all the illegals is worth the few that get brought in, the hardworking dad and all the others who also looks like an MS-13 gang member. They're going to have to take the bullet for the rest of us. The metaphoric bullet.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I don't really think there's a solution now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like now you just don't want it all to cave in while you're still alive. We got to keep this thing going while I'm on the planet, folks. We can't turn over Western civilization yet.
No, I think Western civilization is almost. I think it's. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Western civilization at this point.
Think it's going to be gone for good?
I don't know if it'll be gone.
Well, that depends on whether or not China attacks Taiwan.
There you go. And again, yeah.
Let me ask somebody. You think Europe is lost, or you think it can still bounce back?
Not all of Europe.
Europe's cooked.
No, not all of it.
If Europe's cooked, then the gliders are
Islands
gone.
might be okay.
I think Poland seems to not want to become like the rest of Europe. Czech, maybe even the Czech Republic. Like, again, yeah, they don't want to be like, bringing in all these immigrants in their country. So yeah, I don't see them becoming like the rest of Europe.
But look, Poland is like the Montana or the Idaho of Europe. The Czech Republic is like the North Dakota of Europe.
Right.
Those countries don't have any influence. The countries with influence in Europe,
yeah,
the countries with that can influence other countries, and the countries that are
France,
at the vanguard,
Germany, Italy.
they're all of them. Let me move on. So it says blacks were rarely ever assaulted, raped, or murdered by a white person in the South. 99% of the cases I have found where unprovoked violence crossed racial lines, it was black on white. And that's what we saw when I used to do them articles, didn't we? When we saw them articles, it was the unprovoked violence.
Yeah.
It was usually but so anyway, it says and the result was a raging and maddening mob out for revenge. These were the times in which they lived. The vast number of attacks by blacks on innocent white people, including rape, in this type of atmosphere boggles my mind. Again, the lynching of blacks in the South was not about racism. It was seen as a necessary response at the time for a criminal act, usually rape or murder. Here's another point to consider. If racism drove white people in the South to lynch the black man, then why was lynching dying out in the late 1920s? In 1929, 7 blacks were lynched. 8 blacks lynched in 1936. 8 blacks lynched in 1937. 6 blacks lynched in 1938. 2 blacks lynched in 1939. Didn't civil rights activists in the 60s refer to the South as the hotbed of racism? So why did lynching die out in the so-called racist South? Maybe black on white violence dissipated to almost nothing starting in the late 1920s. Of course not.
Black on white violence dissipated?
I believe lynching died out for 2 main reasons. It lost its manly appeal, the feeling that it was every man's responsibility to enforce the law and not just the sheriff. It failed to stop black males' predatory assaults on white females, males and law enforcement officers. So basically, he thinks that it died out because it was they just wouldn't. Sons are gonna fucking kill, and we're gonna fucking do that shit, no matter what the
No solutions.
You can only lynch so many sons until you start to get bursitis in your shoulder, from pulling them up on the rope and getting that thing over the tree. That's hard work. You eventually just like, all right, enough. I've had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some gliders lost their stomach for it.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you be surprised, KB?
Well, I can't think of another reason as why it would die out.
Yeah.
Well, it was deemed
That's the way
lynchings were
articles-
racist.
This
But
is
nobody gave a
this
fuck
is
about
new
that back
information to me, honestly. Like, I didn't think that this, based on what you're saying, it sounds like there's less occurrences of lynching than actual police involved.
Then I guess you'd be
shooting the-
surprised to know the incredible number of whites that were lynched throughout that era as well.
Yeah.
For the same kinds of crimes. It's just they didn't commit those crimes at the rate that the Sons were, so it looks like this racial disparity. But you go Google it. How many whites were lynched in the last, since the Civil War or during that period, and you'll find, oh wow,
Yeah.
Yeah, Italians. And probably some Irish
it's
people.
such a crazy paradigm for today. It's like a one for one. Back then, the punishment was lynching, and it didn't work. Here it's jail.
The
Doesn't work.
2 things I'm always hearing about, and it's never gonna, and I have a feeling it's never gonna die, would be Black Wall Street, and the other would be Emmett Till. Like, I feel like that's going to be something that's going to
Emmett
always
Till-
be used.
Yeah, the reason it's Emmett Till, it makes sense because they said it was only single-digit lynchings in the latter years in the 20s and the 30s, right?
Right.
How come it's not Emmett Till, Jethro Sampson, Billy Johnson? How come you don't have like a mountain of names? It's always one name, and it's always one incident. You know what I mean?
That's
You know
right.
that?
Yeah, I never heard of the other name besides, that one. That one. What's the other one? The Black Wall Street, and then in the 80s, what is it? The Philadelphia, the Move On group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's always going to be
pedophiles. They were a cult and they were pedophiles.
Really,
like most cults.
Yeah, it's like any cult, white, black, whatever. The leader sleeps with all his followers, children, and wives.
Damn, almost sounds like Swaziland.
I didn't hear about that. What I heard about was that they were a movement that was against technology and going back to organic living.
That too. That too. That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. About that too. Yeah. This happened. This happened 3 years ago, but if this happened today, I wonder what would happen. This girl, I think she died too soon, man.
Yeah, Courtney and Glenn, with the $50,000 pledged by the city, along with private.
Hold on, let me go to the.
My old stomping.
There's some denial still. There's some anger. There's a lot of sadness. Everybody's trying to find a way to process it.
Todd Cooper is talking about his family's anguish following the murder of his second-born child, Brianna Cooper. The 24-year-old was working alone at the Croft House furniture store on Thursday when police say this man walked in.
She sent a text to a friend letting her know that there was someone inside the location that was giving her a bad vibe. Regrettably, that person did not see.
Wow.
Did she call him a black dude?
Again, a white woman with just horrible instincts, right? If you think if a black dude, he walks in there, you're alone. Remember, you're a woman, you're working alone. So she was the only one in the furniture store, right? Must have been a good neighborhood too. She's the only person in the furniture store. The dude walked in to the point where you got to text your friend saying somebody just walked in, give me a bad vibe. At that point, you may, and he looks like a bad, like this dude was like homeless. He was like, just looked like a fucking somebody off of Skid Row, right? He was very dirty and shit, right? At that point, ma'am, you may want to lock yourself in the back room and call the police, or you may want to do something, leave. But I get the whole thing because it was 2021, and I know she didn't want to just leave a black guy. Oh my God, I'm racist. She didn't want to feel racist. Even though there was no one in this store to call her racist, she didn't want to feel racist to herself. That's how strong it is. You know what I mean?
Should have just hit the fire alarm. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep, that's right. Because had she done something to save her own life, I think, she probably would have been canceled or something. This is crazy. Yeah. Hancock Park, too, which is a nice neighborhood.
Yeah, it's got to be a nice neighborhood.
It's a very nice neighborhood.
For a white woman to be working alone in a store by herself, like no other person in the entire store, a furniture store, it's got to be a nice neighborhood.
About his family's anguish following the murder of his second-born child, Brianna Cooper. The 24-year-old was working alone at the Croft House furniture store on Thursday when police say this man walked in.
She sent a text to a friend letting her know that there was someone inside the location that was giving her a bad vibe. Regrettably, that person did not see the text immediately.
About 15 minutes later, a customer found Cooper stabbed to death.
I can't imagine the pain.
LAPD Chief Michael Moore, who's a father, is asking the public to be on the lookout for the suspect, who's about 6 feet to 6'5", with short braids, wearing a painter-style mask, not an N95 as previously reported, and he had a distinctive backpack.
These are very distinctive attributes.
Councilman Paul Corrett says between city funds and private donations, more than $200,000 have been raised in reward money in less than a week.
This is the largest I've ever seen.
Chief Moore says his department has stepped up patrols along Melrose and La Brea since the end of summer, as a memorial for Cooper grows outside the store where she once worked.
A radiant human being who cared deeply about not just herself and her family and friends, but also everything around her.
Her father is hoping for a break in the case, not just for his family.
I don't see us healing anytime soon. I would love to tell you that there's going to be a point where we're going to be better, but I feel like it's just going to be a big missing piece, and it needs to it can't happen to other people. It's just too hard.
I ain't gonna lie, her father low-key looked like Don Imus.
Yeah.
The heartbroken father of the UCLA grad student stabbed to death while working at a luxury furniture store speaking out to Inside Edition.
Brianna was a champion of what we need out of our children. She was caring and loving, and she wasn't glued to her phone. She liked to read books. She liked to try to learn new things every single day.
Todd Cooper chokes up remembering how 24-year-old Brianna dropped by her family's home the night before her murder to borrow a suitcase for a trip to New York.
I wish I'd seen her more and given her more hugs at the time, but who knew that this was going to happen? And but we did see her.
Brianna was working alone when police say an unknown assailant walked into the store last Thursday and stabbed her in a random attack.
Victim is laying on the floor next to a couch in the furniture store.
Cops say the suspected killer was seen in this surveillance footage calmly strolling away in the back alley after the attack. Today,
look how calm he is. Like you would never know he just butchered a white girl to death if you saw him. Like you just like I mean, and look, he walked in the store. Yeah, she had a right to be alarmed, but you know, around that time, masks weren't that uncommon,
right?
Which is also was a big fail, like super fail. The mask thing, because they're still dealing with today in a lot of cities. They're trying to get rid of the like 30% of the young sons walking around with the fucking ski mask.
police released new images of the suspect who wore sunglasses, a dark backpack, and has braided hair. Cops also revealed chilling new details about Brianna's.
She was beautiful, dog. Like
she was
gorgeous.
Wait, what was the new details he was gonna? That's crazy.
Gorgeous, like she is.
All the stores on Melrose have chicks that look smoking hot.
Yeah,
That's LA. It's LA for you, man. This is just yeah. She's a dime a dozen, as crazy as it sounds.
Last text message.
She sent a text to a friend letting her know that there was someone inside the location that was giving her a bad vibe. Regrettably, that person did not see the text immediately.
Minutes later, Brianna was found by a shopper covered in blood.
Someone out there knows this man. Someone out there knows what he did.
Police reiterated that they believe the suspect is homeless.
There's kind of a brewing anger about homelessness and crime. What do you want to say to politicians who are supposed to be?
That guy doesn't look homeless.
Yeah. Salute to Raul, and shout out to my man Douglas Chunks, man. Gifted 20 Ock Nation membership. Doug Chunks in the building, man.
When I look at her photo, she doesn't look like a typical liberal.
She's so liberal,
but it is LA. It is LA. It is LA.
Her
parents might not be.
I don't know. I think let's hear what the dad says. Let's give the dad a chance.
Are supposed to be protecting us.
When it comes to criminality, I don't know why we think leniency is the answer when they are just out there ready to do other malicious and terrible things to good people.
Brianna's dad
He
said
cut
she
out the
was a
part.
loving
I cut
daughter
out the
and
part where he
devoted
said, "Sons are out
sibling
there."
for 2 brothers and sister.
Yeah.
Little does he know this is by design, man. It's by design.
It is not they. It's wow.
What is it going to take? What is it going to take for the parent or the loved one of some, victim of one of these horrible crimes that we see every night on the show? When is one of them just going to say, "Finally, can we finally at last do something about all the black crime?" Like
It would have to be a politician. A victim would have to be a politician.
No, you don't see like this would be like a groundswell movement if someone actually said it, because nobody ever says it, and someone's going to have to say it, and it doesn't have to be a politician. Just even in one of these news interviews, if someone did that, it would.
All they'd have to say is what Scott Adams said. Just get away. That would be enough.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to accept it, bro. It took me a long time because I have like black in my family, so it's that's why I'm a little not completely for what the obvious solution is.
I don't know what the obvious solution is. That's the whole.
There is no solution.
I don't know what is the obvious solution.
Wait, KB, hold on. You said there's no solution. What do you think? Separation is a solution? Like forced
Yeah, they already
separation?
tried that. It didn't work.
Dim solução. That's what it is. No solutions.
No, I'm saying like, well, there would be one solution. It would be to get rid of the Juice Crew. Wipe them out.
They run the banking
Yeah,
system.
but what is like you gotta give fucking practical solutions, man. Like it would be the good solution would be have the fucking Tooth Fairy come and fucking sprinkle pixie dust on sons and make them not violent too. You know what I'm saying?
Alex and Coco, yes, the suspect is in custody, but here at the store where Brianna Kupfer was murdered, you still see there the wanted poster in the window. Today, a man waiting at a bus stop in Pasadena recognized Smith and called police.
Our busser kind of was just a little bit like, that was weird.
A busy waitress captured on video the suspect in the stabbing death of Brianna Kupfer in Pasadena police custody. She works at this restaurant across the street from the arrest site. Just minutes prior, the suspect had asked to use the restroom. He left the building and crossed the street. He was sitting on this bus bench when the bartender recognized him.
That's when everybody just felt like really uncomfortable and just a little bit scared just
No,
because
she's
of that
purple
person
hair
had
and
just been
everything.
inside
She's
of our
liberal.
workplace.
That person, these people are so liberal. That person.
Like inches from all of us.
I certainly hope it is because that guy needs to be captured.
That was Charlie Salinas' reaction when he stumbled upon the
A
arrest.
giant black dude.
31-year-old Sean Laval Smith.
I was very unsettling, you know. I was, yeah, it's just evil. That was
Everybody's so scared to, they're not. No one's speaking naturally the way they would normally speak about. You know what I mean? Well,
Right.
like, man, you get that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, there he is, right there. That's the motherfucker who killed that lady. Get his ass. Like, they're like, the person is around here, and we just wanna be like, it's like.
I can't believe what LA's turned into, honestly. Yeah.
just caught from, that I think. But
And you sense that?
yeah, he had this cold look in his face.
Smith had been the subject of a manhunt since the stabbing death of Kupfer in a Hancock Park furniture store last week. Tuesday, a $250,000 reward was offered for his arrest.
They had his black backpack in a duffel bag, and they were going through it.
From Colorado and Fair Oaks to Pasadena PD, Skyfox overhead and spots Smith in cuffs and without struggle as a police officer pats him down and checks his pocket.
Again, arrested without incident. They didn't say, let's give him a little extra. You know what I mean? He killed a white girl. Let's put a little extra on it. You know what I mean? He didn't resist, so he didn't get fucked up.
That's why this is a
starting to
news
wonder.
story.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
starting to wonder about these police misconduct. Like, I believed in it, and I fell for it, but now, after the Rodney Hinton case, he pretty much killed an officer, yet he was arrested without incident.
That's why it's a news story, because that's rare.
Right.
Smith is a man with a long rap sheet, a compilation of his mugshots from over the years.
Wow, a busy boy.
He should not have been outside. Holy
Why was he on the
shit.
streets? Yeah.
Wow. These are same guy, all his mug shots.
I don't even know if this is all of them, man. This is probably just all they can fit. All
Every
they can
one of
get,
those, every single one of those mug shots should be accompanied by the sound of just balloons popping in the room.
So you saying this
The
dude has
eyes
a rap
get
sheet
shiftier.
So you're saying this guy has a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt?
Yeah.
Look at this dude.
This guy, yeah. I mean, look, this guy is probably got mugshots in multiple different jurisdictions too. Like, it's not like he would only get arrested. Like, they probably, if they probably found all of it. Think about it. Like, you walk into a store, you see the white girls in there alone, and you hack her to death. That's the first time you've ever killed somebody in your life?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
just about to say he's killed some people.
I forgot how many
Because
stab
listen,
wounds was it?
he almost got away with this because remember, no one was in there, and they caught him on the security cameras. If his dumbass hadn't been on security cameras, because remember, he was on the security camera walking away with the mask on. You couldn't tell who he was. Then he went into the store, and he still had the mask on and everything. Maybe he left. I don't know. It looked like he paid with cash. And, then he just came back in the neighborhood, and he was just sitting on a bench. And then somebody was like, I think that's the guy. You know what I'm saying?
He probably wore that same mask, and it was easy to identify him based off the surveillance.
Yeah.
Though he was already covered up, he probably still wore the same stuff because that's right. You said he was homeless. Or they say
2 years after the death of Brianna Kupfer, her alleged killer is in court facing murder charges. Opening statements today, laying out the case against Sean Laval Smith, accused of stabbing and killing the 24-year-old UCLA grad student. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez. She's in downtown Los Angeles with these disturbing details. Christina.
2 years to bring this to trial.
Yeah, the really disturbing, especially audio they have of the actual killing. Now, the family walked out. Her family was there, and they walked.
They had audio of the killing.
Wow, because the killer recorded. Wow.
No, we don't.
No,
we don't know that. We don't
I'm
know
sure
that.
they have video too. They just didn't show it in the courtroom.
Yeah, but they have. That's got to be like hard, like to listen to if you're. Yeah, the family walked out. Yeah, they walked out, man, because like, oh man,
nobody wanted. Yeah, nobody.
Death penalty.
Yeah,
they walked out because they're racist.
Out of the courtroom during this.
Right.
Thing. As they played the audio, the suspect sat there. He was wearing actually a spit mask. He's being forced to wear it because of his outbursts in court before. But today he just listened.
He's allowed to act crazy in court after killing a white woman. He's allowed to just, and the punishment for him for acting crazy in court is like, he'll wear this mask so you don't spit on us.
And didn't react. Take a look.
Brianna Kupfer was
Why is
stabbed
he
to
wearing a
death
mask?
46 times.
I think they're
He
required.
stabbed her 46 times.
He definitely. This is definitely not his first time.
The family would have had to hear that, because I mean, think about 46 times.
Jeez.
46 in and outs, like boom, out, boom.
Like he's in prison.
Out, boom. Tory Lanez only got stabbed 14 times, man.
I have no doubt that I have no doubt that she suffered to death.
Great observation, man. Goddamn, that was so poignant of you, man. You got stabbed 46 times, man. 46 times.
By that man.
Sean Laval Smith in court facing murder charges for the death of 24-year-old Brianna Kupfer. The UCLA architectural design grad student was working at the Croft House Furniture Boutique in Hancock Park when she was stabbed to death on January of 2022. The 34-year-old Smith was arrested 6 days later and charged with her murder.
Look, he just
according
gave
to
up.
prosecutors.
Look, he cooperated. They know it's him. Like the cops know it's him. There's no mystery there.
The 34-year-old Smith was arrested 6 days later and charged with her murder. According to prosecutors, evidence includes his image from security cameras at the store, along with DNA evidence on a knife and a voice recorder, which the prosecution claims Smith left behind, recording audio as the murder.
Oh, wow, it was him. He did it.
What an
We're
idiot.
talking about a sicko. A straight up sicko. He recorded that shit. I would have thought that it would have just been the audio from the store. He recorded it. You was right. You were right. Goddamn Sherlock. This is crazy, man.
This guy's sick. This guy. Yeah.
Murder was happening.
With her last breathing words, she's just telling him, I can help you. I can help you. I can help you.
Oh shit! Her last words were, "I can help you. I can help you. I can help you." That's
Wow.
crazy. And you said she was a conservative.
Please don't call me racist. Please don't call me racist.
No, she's definitely not a conservative. Yeah, man.
While
Every time I
he's
hear about it, now I'm getting to the point where I'm
You
feeling
can't
like she voted
help
for it.
them.
She voted for it.
while he's hacking her to death, she's yelling, "I can help you." Like
Yeah.
you just need services. You need services, right? Because she knows. Think about it. If she's went to UCLA, that's where they're doing all the protests about every fucking thing. They protest everything on the campus. You know, there's always some cause, right? And she is in the DEI woke shit. She's probably learned that the reason he's like this is because of something that white people did, something the system did, something that the country did.
Because of redlining.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. He's like this because of
The Jim
redlining,
Crow.
a lack of services. Trump even. You know what I mean? Something Trump rolled back, or even if
TDS.
something before that, whatever. But one thing for sure, she didn't learn that it was his nature, or that he was predisposed to this because of his chemical responses, his glandular responses, his unique racial, brain chemistry, his brain size, his just DNA.
You really think that's a DNA thing? Like you really don't think that's an environment?
Wait a second. You don't think that you're asking me? You haven't already. Where have you been the last 8?
You've said. I know
years,
you.
man.
I just don't think it's. I just don't.
Well, I do.
Okay.
Okay. I do. So this is. So the one thing she has learned is that he needs services. He needs help. He needs housing. He needs this. He needs that. And he's been disenfranchised. He's been marginalized, and the system is against him. So as he's butchering her, I'm talking about 46 times. The recording plays her last words. "I can help you. I can help you." Just keep repeating, "I can help you. I can help you."
Wow. She's
It's like
definitely
a
liberal.
psychosis or some shit.
That's beyond psychosis, man. Because you're getting stab wounds will shake you out of a psychosis, my dude. I start stabbing you, whatever psychosis you're in, you're gonna break out of that. Trust me. This is like literally MK Ultra level indoctrination. Like this is like robotic. They turn these white women into robots. And now I'm not even sure that the other white woman in Florida, she didn't get out the car and try to help him. I mean, like,
Oh hell no!
You don't. I mean,
Can I help you?
Jeez. I have a number to a social worker that you can go. Like, no, I want your soul, bitch. I want your soul. Keep your social worker. Give me your soul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe she could have thrown a basketball at him.
Throw a basketball.
And he's in here acting a jackass and having outbursts in front of the family.
Yeah, that's what
What a
pisses
great
me about him. Is he's already done something bad, and now he's going to add insult to it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Looking at him already makes me want to maim and disfigure him, but I'll keep that to myself.
Liberal white women are insane. I can't listen. This is absolutely.
Oh, I want to stick my shank in his eyes. Go ahead. Sorry.
When I first did this story, I must have forgot that these details, man. Because I don't remember these details.
On a knife and a voice recorder, which the prosecution claims Smith left behind, recording audio as the murder was happening.
With her last breathing words, she's just telling him, "I can help you. I can help you. I can help you." And he's telling her, "It's over. It's over. It's
Wow.
over.
Speaking to possible.
So she's saying, I can help you. I can help you. And he's saying, it's over, bitch. It's over, bitch. It's over, bitch.
Wow.
Bring back the gallows.
That's crazy. But you know what? That is kind of symbolic of their dynamic. You know what I mean? In America.
Yeah, she can help him. All right. She helped him release his anger towards her.
I hate to say it, the gliders did this to themselves, man. They created this system.
Go ahead. Ikron, what's your thoughts, man?
No, what I'm saying is she helped him by releasing his anger on her stupid ass.
That's true. She did. That's pretty fucked up.
Telling him that you can help him. What a dumb bitch. He deserved it.
So you think she deserved it because of that?
For being a liberal. I think I wish all the liberals meet the same fate as this dumb bitch.
I'm starting to get to that point too.
But if she was hold on. If she was
indoctrinated, if she was these glider women hates you more than she hates anybody else. She hates glider men.
But Ikron, if she was indoctrinated from a very young age, and you know how it is, you know how the indoctrination is, how intense it is over here for gliders. And she's a woman, so she's already natural conformist. Does that make you have any grace for her? The fact that she's been being indoctrinated her entire life?
Zero grace for these people. Why would you have grace for a group of people? This is not just her. It's the group of people who has the same mindset as her. I know these types of people hates me. I'm brown. I'm a conservative. These people think that I'm the devil. Literally, not as the same as demonic as they see white glider Christian men, but it's still the same. They hate people with conservative values. So that's why I'm telling people you don't need to find common ground with these devils. You need to hate them as much as they hate you, and hate is such a strong word. You want them eliminated, and when these people are eliminated, it makes me happy because I don't need to deal with them anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm a conservative. I'm more of a libertarian who just happened to vote for Trump.
Don't you have some liberals in your family?
I do.
I'm talking to the other fella, Iconic. Don't you have liberals in your family? Don't you have sisters or cousins or aunts, uncles, anybody that's
He's from the Philippines, boy?
Yeah.
How long you been living in the States? He's in the Philippines.
We are most conservatives. I'm in the Philippines. We are all conservatives. It's just I'm a Christian conservative.
I forgot
his uncle is Duterte.
Shout out to him.
So yeah, this is yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this woman right here, she would, if she found out me as a black guy had voted for Trump, she wouldn't be trying to help me. I wouldn't get no fucking help. It would be like, fuck you. You like me. It would be like, you're how could you're a disgrace to your race, or you must be confused. Like, yeah, I wouldn't get no help. But this guy stabbing you, hacking you to death, he can get help. All right, let's go.
Motive?
In this case, you're going to hear from Sean Smith's own mouth why this happened.
Referring to voice recordings on that digital recorder left at the store.
The defendant recorded himself talking about his most vile and disgusting and grotesque thoughts about women.
The prosecution saying they have proof Smith tried to find a woman working alone at 6 other businesses near the Croft House before.
Wow.
I wonder.
Oh, what a piece of crap he is.
He was hunting. He was
a serial killer.
He was hunting. That's how That's how animals hunt for the weakest. You might look at lions and zebras and cheetahs and think that they're like just going out to. They're looking for the weak animal. They're looking for the vulnerable one. They're not going after the hard targets. This guy's hunting. He was just out there hunting. 6 other stores. Those women. And listen, a woman should never be in a store. Just like a woman shouldn't be a cop. A woman should never be in a department store all by her fucking self. Ever.
I agree.
Because what if the customer just gets belligerent? What if it's just a regular Sun man like me? And I feel like she got smart with me or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be nothing this crazy. You know what I mean? Like, a woman should never be in a department store by her fucking self. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really think any employee should be in there by themselves.
Well, especially a female. Yeah, no, I agree.
Even a male employee. Yeah. Even
Right.
a male employee is definitely in danger.
But these are like little boutique type stores. These aren't like, Furniture Center or, what's the other one? Like, I don't know, Raymore, Flanagan. These are like little boutique stores. So it's probably like,
Little corner stores, yeah.
like more like where they're gonna have less foot traffic. So there might not be
A lot of
need
chicks
for
though.
that many employees.
All those stores cater to chicks down there. It's high end makeup and jewelry and shoes and dresses. Not high end, but just expensive, trendy stuff.
Yeah.
And seeing that dude in there had to be a red flag automatically.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as he walks
Yeah.
in,
Why would
and
a homeless dude need something from the furniture store?
And then right, exactly. Great point. Like, and then here's the thing. Well, you know what? She might have thought maybe he wants to use the bathroom or something. But here's the thing. He
applied for a job.
Knowing what he had on his mind, right? That had to have been like evident in his countenance. You know what I'm saying? Like he said he was looking. He wanted to. Yeah. Wow. That's poor lady, man. Poor lady, man. Yeah. Okay. Well, great show, guys, man. Great show, man. Excuse me. Oh, we got a mass shooting in North Carolina.
We begin in Western North Carolina, where police, state, and federal law enforcement are all working to figure out who is responsible for a horrific mass shooting.
This all happened during a party shortly after 12:30 this morning near the town of Hickory.
Party. During a party. Who do you guys think is responsible?
During a party? Ugh.
Anybody?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, it's
in Catawba County. Investigators say at least 80 shots were fired, killing a 58-year-old man. As Derek Dellinger reports, neighbors remain shaken by the chaos.
Catawba County?
I'm not familiar with that
Sunday
location.
morning,
I'm
a
gonna
neighbor's
say- I'm
camera
gonna say
captured
Glider.
the sound of something peculiar. It's hard to make out, but there's no mistaking what it is. Gunshots from a nearby home.
Our dog just started barking, and I heard boom, 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 boom.
Uh-oh. It might be white people.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I think it's a glider.
Wow.
Like somebody was banging on the door. I ran upstairs to investigate.
Oh, yeah. This is Gladys.
That's a very glider neighborhood.
This is Gladys.
Looks peaceful, though.
Yeah. It's just, probably, the guy just snapped. It might have been a family party. Look at that, man. This is like, this is picturesque, man.
Shoot, that's what North
Jeez.
Carolina looks like. I should think about relocating there.
Video was from Michael Abernathy's dash cam, which caught the moments during and after the shooting on Walnut Acres Drive. He knew something had happened, but didn't put two and two together until hours later.
I heard the distinct sound of the audio of the gunshots about 12:45, so I could hear the gunshots.
Once he heard about 12 people being shot, one of them dead, from what happened nearby.
It sounded like someone had maybe thrown a firecracker into the front yard. And so then I got up, and then all of a sudden there was more shooting, and there were 2 or 3 shots fired close here from apparent, I would guess, one car to another.
We know that in the moments after the shooting,
One
people
car to
Car to
another.
another. That's
Uh-oh.
were running from the scene to escape the bullets. There were numerous reports of people.
I'm looking at the type of cars though. These are pickup trucks and shit.
Yeah.
But well, these might be the police vehicles. Okay, let me see. These might be police. So these pickup trucks might not be the vehicles, or they might be vehicles of people who live out there.
Were running from the scene to escape the bullets. There were numerous reports of people running in the woods and even coming up to nearby homes in search of help. Deputies noting some of the injured were shot, the other injured while trying to escape the gunfire. Abernathy's camera also caught several cars speeding away just moments after the shots. Deputies so far haven't said much about the party where the shooting happened at or what led to.
So I want to know if people cooperated, because that will tell us. That'll be the final one, like the clue. If they can't find nobody to cooperate, it's Sons. If people are like, giving statements and information, it's probably Gliders.
Man, you have good insight.
To the shots. They did note, though, that all that were shot ranged from the age of 16 to 58. What happened here still has many unanswered questions. The big one, though, is why.
Hopefully this is just a one-time occurrence. This is definitely a low crime area. So I don't know what happened, but like I said, it's not something that's common here.
Right, a shock, a surprise to us all.
We begin in Western North Carolina, where police.
Okay. Well, there's a mass stabbing in Portland. Wow.
Welcome back. We continue our breaking news coverage now. There has been a mass stabbing in Salem. Fox 12's Julia Lopez is working to gather more information as this is a developing situation. She joins us live now from Salem. Julia, what can you tell us?
Well, we just arrived on scene minutes ago, and we can already tell this is a big investigation, an investigation that, as you can see, remains very active and ongoing. The information we have is still unfolding, but here's what we do know. Salem police say that 11 people were stabbed here at the Union Gospel Mission shelter. We don't yet know if those people are okay. 11 victims and allegedly one perpetrator. Police say they do have a male suspect in custody, but they haven't told us who that man is or what led up to these stabbings. They do say the 911 calls reporting multiple stabbings started coming in at around 7:15.
Okay, so we got at a shelter, a mass stabbing at a shelter.
Yeah,
Yikes.
some crazy homeless dude went off. Classic
Yikes.
Portland.
I thought it said it was in Salem.
Developing this evening in Western North
You're
Carolina,
right.
authorities say at
Classic
least
Oregon.
80 shots were fired in a neighborhood,
Oregon.
killing one person, injuring nearly a dozen others overnight. David Hodges was at the scene and filed this report.
I've been talking to neighbors, listening to police radio traffic, and I even interviewed a young man who was at the scene of the shooting when it all happened. He describes a startling and terrifying scene he wishes he didn't have to witness, but likely will never forget.
We've got one gunshot wound to the chest. We've got one guy with a gunshot wound to the head or neck, and 2 more gunshot wounds.
A young man who was at this Saturday night party that erupted in gunfire spoke with
Young.
WBTV Sunday morning. He didn't want.
There he is.
Oh, are you serious?
Jesus Christ. It's always them.
An Airbnb
It's
party.
always them.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
really a son.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Airbnb. It's always
He might be an
them.
undercover agent. You know,
That could.
Party.
Yeah, they're not-
Once they said party, once they said shooting at a party, I pretty much, that
With young people.
Yeah, that pretty much. So, yeah.
Want to be identified, as law
Car to
enforcement
car.
had not made any arrests at the time we spoke.
So what happened last night, man?
Well, I really don't know. I was outside in the yard, and I just heard a lot of shots going off. And people running to the front. I heard a lot of people got shot.
Wow, look at that. Look how beautiful. Yeah, this is palatial. This is like literally like
This is Appalachia.
No, this is flatlands, man. This is fucking beautiful, man. It may be Appalachian, but it's not in the mountains. This is literally
Yeah, I didn't know
beautiful.
North Carolina looked like that.
This is beautiful. This looks like nothing. This could be a cover of a magazine or a cover of a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are correct. It's picturesque. How did how did a YN get to that place?
You know what? The first Hunger Games was filmed in North Carolina. I just don't know where exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, how did the
I ain't never
YNs
seen
find
nothing
this
like this.
place?
It was like a movie. But I'm just glad I'm alive, and I hope everyone else is all right. And my prayers go out to them and their families.
I'm sure it was
Pool party.
probably the
It's a
scariest thing you've
pool.
ever seen.
Somebody had a pool and wanted to have a party. Put
Mm.
it on social media. Remember we talked earlier? The guy was like social media. Once you put it on social media, then people come from everywhere. Like once you like social media is crazy nowadays, man. It's like that was last night when the priest was like, once you put it on social media, people come to just shoot. They say sons come to parties. Remember Flegger, Dr. Flegger, whatever his name was, in Chicago last night? It was like they come to parties just to shoot people.
Or steal.
Yeah. Like that's psychopathic behavior.
Yes, sir. It was I've never been in nothing like this.
Were you able to escape pretty quickly, or?
Yes, sir. We had to stay here with the police, so it really.
They've doctored his voice, right?
Yeah. The
Sounds
doctor-
like they did, yeah.
He doesn't want to be identified. Look at this though. Look at that. Look at that.
That is beautiful community. Green too. Everything's so green.
Yeah, there's no patches in anybody's grass. Nobody's got. So that means like after they mow their grass, they rake up all the trimmings and shit.
The mulch.
Yeah, they may mulch it, but even the bushes. Look at the bushes. They're all perfectly cut. There's not a shred of like a crack in the concrete or the asphalt. All the roofs look new. Everybody's roof looked like it got done in the last 5 years.
And they're just
Some of the
begging
houses
for
have-
sons to visit.
Man.
Some of the houses have some bullet holes to repair, but other than that,
Yeah. I think this was the pool, that pool.
Yeah.
Somebody was having a pool party. Just probably like a private thing amongst a couple of friends. Maybe let's just say you got like 10, 15 people here, you're having a pool party. Somebody tweet, somebody talking to their friend online, some son that was there. Oh yeah, we out Catawba County. Give me the Addy, man. Give me the Addy. Because nowadays, sons can get anywhere because of Google Maps. You don't need to they don't need to stop at the gas station and ask nobody for directions like we did back in the day. Remember back then, you had to stop at the gas station and hope the person could tell you how to get there.
Or use MapQuest. The
Nah, I'm talking about MapQuest. I'm talking about before MapQuest, man. Like I'm talking about when you just had a map, a literal map in your fucking car.
Oh damn! The Rand McNally or the that was another name.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah, you had a McMillan or whatever the fuck it's called, but you had a map in your, and then when you went to a new place, you had to buy a map at the gas station for that area.
Yep.
And then you had to be on the right page, and sometimes the street would cut off, and you have to turn to the other page. And listen, listen, man. Now you just tell a son the address.
That's old glider.
And he's there. He just appears.
Jesus. Wait, but is it confirmed though? It was a son that did this. Was that really confirmed?
Yeah. If there was a son there, if there was one son there, and that's the only person that we see from the party,
and he's also wearing a wife beater.
and there was a shooting, and he's the only one that it appears wants to. If this was white people, everybody, the people there would just be on camera. Like, it was so crazy. I can't believe it. Like, you would just see everybody just talking about it.
Yeah, the
You know what I mean?
telltale signs. Yeah, the telltale signs. No one's talking. No suspect being presented to the media.
Yeah, why would you as a white person be scared if someone shot up in your party? Because you know they're going to jail, and you know that like they're not gonna like come looking for it. Like nobody else is gonna like nobody's gonna be like mad that you told on the person that shot up the party. The community's not gonna ostracize you for cooperating with the police.
We have a snitching culture. It's called justice.
Like sons would literally be upset with you. Most sons at that party are more mad at this kid and trying to find out who he is than the person who shot up the party. I promise you.
Wow. Yeah.
He broke the code.
Yeah, it was safe when the police came, so we just did what they did and waited it out. And obviously, they still got it closed off. I came back to try to get my phone, but I still have to wait because it's still a big, pretty crime. It's a pretty crazy. I never heard anything about it.
Sunday afternoon, the Catawba County Sheriff's Office, State Bureau of Investigation, and the FBI said they were still piecing together the crime scene. They interviewed more than 70 witnesses, found more than 80 bullet casings, and were still chasing down leads, hoping to make an arrest or arrests soon.
In circumstances where there's a large gathering of people that have come for some common event like a party, nobody lives here, no one's local to here, they all leave.
Nobody,
yeah.
Nobody's local to here. There you go, sons.
Oh wow. This is diabolical. This is diabolical.
Airbnb, man. This is a short-term rental. Listen, man. I've done these things for going on 10 years soon. It'd be like maybe 8 years. I've been doing this show at this channel, some iteration, and that's thousands and thousands of stories. You know what I'm saying? Soon as you hear certain things, you just know.
I think I found your channel last year. Yeah.
You knew the shooter wasn't white because you never heard the word assault rifle pinned on the story.
Yeah. You never heard assault rifle. You never heard that there's a threat to the public. Because it was a white guy that would say it was a threat to the public. Like everybody shelter in place. He's on the loose. The guy who shot 12 people is on the loose. So everybody has a shelter in place. The school is going to be locked down. And like they know the Sons, it was just something that happened at the party, and that person's not going to shoot anybody else unless they disrespect.
There'll be no discussions about toxic masculinity because of this assault.
Nothing. This was just the son got mad at some other sons, shot everybody like they usually do. It's probably
gun control.
You're not no gun control, none of that. Yep, no bump stocks, nothing. It ain't just and they're also like trying to like actively not tell you who, any suspect information. If it was a white guy, it would be like he's approximately 34 years old. He has a buzz cut. Who had on a cutoff shirt and some jean shorts and some work boots, and he left in a pickup truck. Like they would be telling you things about it. Like they have nothing because only one person is cooperating, and that one person is that his voice is altered and they're not showing his face.
And he has no idea what happened, or at least he's not telling us.
Yeah, of course he's not. He's telling, but he's not telling. Even the person who's telling is withholding information.
A white guy is also not going to be doing it from a car. If he plans a mass shooting, he's going to get out of his vehicle, walk in, and start doing the work.
Exactly. Because he wants to hit who he wants to hit. Even if he wants to hit a bunch of people, he wants to hit them. He wants to kill them. These people just want to rain terror. Sons just want to rain terror, so they shoot up the whole house. It's like they mad. Like I'm mad at New Guy, and New Guy's in the party, so we just shoot up the house.
Spray and pray.
It's more than diabolical. That's just like, it's not caring. It's so first person player. It's so, you talk about narcissistic. I'm mad right now, so I'm going to shoot that party up. I'm going to shoot that house up. And
so much of the Sun behavior is just that. The people trashing the fast food restaurant, the people throwing fits at the airport, just all of these outbursts are, that's why it always seems like it's over nothing to gliders. It's like, what? You didn't get your sauce? And this is what this, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It'll never make sense.
Fries were cold.
Yeah, once it makes sense, you've seen too many episodes of Nation News, but it should only make sense in a like abstract way. You should never like understand. You know what I mean?
No.
You should never like sympathize with it. You should never sympathize with it. You should always understand it just from like a theoretical standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I can understand that. I can understand why they would do that because of this, and that. But it shouldn't be like, man, I feel you, dog. I'll do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a glider, your mind works differently, you know?
It's the only
Yeah, I can't
explanation.
understand it.
It's the only explanation. We're different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to track those people down.
The witness I interviewed said he was at a pool party when gunfire sent everyone scattering and seeking safety.
Everybody was having a good time, but I don't know. It just, everything went left.
You know anybody who got hurt?
I know a couple people, but I'm not gonna say their name.
Yeah, no, of course.
See, he's
of course.
I'm not gonna say their names.
Did he come forward or was he found at the scene? I mean, I don't understand why he's doing this. He's not a local.
The feds got a hold of him.
Goddamn, I don't know. I don't know. Broke the clock is right twice a day. Shit. Fuck it.
No, I just mean like if he's a witness to the event and that goes down, everybody scatters. How does he end up talking to the news? I mean,
Remember he
he's
said
not
he
from
came
around
back
there.
to get his phone? Remember he said he came back to get his phone?
Oh,
He rented the Airbnb.
And I really hope they all right, and I hope they make it.
He was the
I'm just
promoter.
glad that you're okay, and I hope that your friends and the people you know are too, man.
Investigators said there was a wide range of people at the party, both adults and kids under the age of 21.
These people's lives have been changed forever, and it's memories that they're going to have that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives.
Seems like they're leaving something out of the story. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
There were lots of different people there.
It was a very
under the
diverse
age of
party.
24.
Same Black time, same Black channel. Out of here. Subscribe to the channel.
Thanks.